Monday Madness. We're back. We haven't done a Monday show in weeks.
Should I haven't been on a Monday show in weeks?
Yeah, no, you've been working. Yeah, overtime over there.
Yeah, man. Oh, God.
Yeah, I didn't do a show last week. I don't know. I just been busy getting ready for Baltimore last
now
week.
We call the COVID Baltimore 19.
Hey, Mama Bear, what you doing out there? What you doing out in the cold? You're supposed to be in here. Wait, what? It didn't. No. Oh, it didn't go through. No wonder. I'm sorry about that. It failed to go through.
See, I wasn't lying about the link.
A misconnection.
Fine. It wasn't my fault. It was the internet.
Grassy, Blue Jay, what's going on? Brian, as always, man.
I'm doing all right.
How are you?
All right, man.
I'm doing all right, man. I'm watching a lot of TV lately. Enjoying the hell out of it.
Penguin.
We'll talk about that later.
No, I'm just saying, but it's some good shit. But I did go see Transformer 1, and that thing was awesome.
Hell yes, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Transformers.
I freaking laughed.
How good it is.
I cheered and I cried, man. And let me tell you something. It takes a lot for a movie to make me fucking tear up, and I did.
What are you talking about? You cried during Beaches.
Yo, dude, of course I did. Beaches and
freaking have no soul.
Beaches and mermaids.
Any sad ass movie now.
Officer and a Gentleman.
Stand by
Mama
me.
Bear, how are you?
Hello, boys.
Hey, Mama Bear. Hello.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That was some good.
Gang is all back. Yay.
What makes a movie even great? When my wife is enjoying it, she put it up there with Enter the Spider-Verse. She enjoyed it. She laughed. She cried. She cheered. Everything too. And I was like, "Damn!" So
after I cried, I grabbed my pants. It was
it took them like what 17 years to make a Transformers movie without humans, and it's actually freaking good.
It's always good without the humans, man.
I said that a long time. That's why I didn't like the live action movies. I don't care about the human story. I really don't.
No, that was me. That was me too. Like, bro, I grew up with the Michael Bay films. The first film made me a Transformers fan of the entire franchise. Humans are an afterthought to me and most people. But I've been wanting a Transformers film on Cybertron for a while, and it was worth the wait. Really worth it.
Well, you got to think about this.
Even growing up watching the cartoons, I wanted the humans to all die.
The humans were an afterthought there too.
Yeah.
You know, the humans.
What's his name? Daniel?
So the prequel.
I think Daniel, Spike.
Yeah, Daniel, Spike, Chip in the wheelchair. I want to push that damn wheelchair down the damn flight of stairs.
What wheelchair? It was a kid with a wheelchair?
Yeah, Chip. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I want to see the wheelchair transform. And this one, but it never did.
Oh no, who's driving? They're driving.
Wasn't there a cartoon with a kid with a wheelchair and his wheelchair transformed into like some super mech or something? I forgot what it was.
I don't know. Look, all I know is you got to watch the dub versions of the cartoon. Nothing is time is cursing and stuff like that. That shit's awesome.
I only watch Japanese.
Nah, listen, I'm telling
Japanese audio, English subtitles. That's the only way to watch Transformers.
A lot of people, are definitely giving it a 2 thumbs up. And look, I'm the G1 generation. I love the G1, and I love the '87 Transformers movie. But I think
don't say it.
No, I'm saying it's better than the Transformers 1987. I'm telling you, man. I really
the soundtrack alone, Don.
Don't get me wrong. That's awesome. No, I love that.
After all,
but now,
gotta be stupid.
Oh, gotta be stupid. Freaking goddamn instruments of destruction, tools of foul play. Megatron was destroying it. Listen, I love that. Don't get me wrong, but for now,
it just came out on vinyl on like a splatter. They had several different colorways, actually. Yeah, Matt Ferguson did the cover art, as he is wont to do for a lot of this Transformer stuff.
Thanks.
I forget who did it. Mondo, maybe Mondo or Mutant.
But look, the soundtracks are great. I love the soundtrack. Like, I'm never gonna give up. I personally, now of reboots and friggin' shit that's lousy. I thought it was awesome, man. Excellent. It was done good. It was done right. It was a fucking prequel that was millions and millions of years before dinosaurs, before freaking humans, before anything. You know, and
yeah, I do want to. I know you're gonna get to the box office, Bruce, because I do want to talk about the box office to the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Here we go. There's your boy BK.
there you go.
I hear
BK.
this footage of Brucifer running from Benny the Rod at Baltimore Comic-Con. Like I said, Benny the Rod is a kitten. He's a pussycat. He's a big teddy bear over here. If for anyone that doesn't know, that is Dom's pseudonym, Benny the Rod.
And listen, I'll tell you one thing. Brucifer is a great dude in person, man. He's a great dude now, but we had a good time, man. Baltimore was awesome. Baltimore was awesome.
We had a lot of fun. Your wife is amazing. We got along. We hit it off. Comparing stories and talking shit about Dom. So that was
of course. Cool. Anytime you talk about me, that's when the stories get good. There you go.
But before we get to, let me just show. Max got me a birthday present. My birthday was last week.
Happy birthday, Brucifer.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sir.
You got me this.
Ooh,
nice.
Oh crap!
Yeah, live shit binge and purge. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's awesome.
Does it still have the sticker in it?
VHS. I don't know.
My brother gave me the sticker. That's awesome.
Oh.
Well, that's like, dude, that's like Garage Incorporated on crack, dude. That's awesome.
You know, I got Seattle, San Diego. Got two live TDs. This thing is pretty awesome.
Isn't that like the Injustice for All tour or something like that?
That's sick.
Yeah, this thing is freaking awesome.
Like those were VHS tapes, right?
Yes.
Yep.
You can't edit it. You can't do anything. You can't take away anything that was in it, which is great.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Binge and Purge. I love this.
Well deserved, Brucifer.
Thank you.
Good.
You didn't get a job, Sticks. I have a job. Looking after you knuckleheads.
If I were going to buy VHS tapes, it would be the long form music videos that would come out. You would go to Musicland, there'd be a half a wall of just like that, but like every band had one that would have all of their music videos and interviews and maybe a couple of live performances on it. It'd be like $20 a pop.
That's awesome.
I miss those.
Back in the day, yep.
All right, let's get into the news, I guess. Do I still have an intro for the news? I do. So, first up, the box office. Beetlejuice keeps number one. Transformers 2 at 24.6 million. This is lower than expectations. Speak No Evil, 5.7. Never Let Go, 4.4. Deadpool Wolverine, 3.8. Substance, 3.2. Am-I Erasers, 2.4. Reagan, 1.6. Jungkook, I am Still, 1.4. Alien Romulus after 7 weeks, 1.3.
All right. I want to talk about Transformers 1. Now, I am not too worried about this at all. Why? Because this movie is not fully released everywhere right away. Because like internationally, the Chinese release for this thing is the 27th. So China, they love Transformers. They might get the bulk of their money, and most of the foreign countries are going to get this thing next month. So I'm not too worried about. I know people say, "Oh, it's a flop. It's a flop." It's like, let's wait and see how this movie does because it has 2 weeks until.
Well, I was one of those people yesterday saying it was a flop until you pointed out. That hasn't released worldwide yet, so I can admit I was wrong, and I will take a small L. Small L.
Would be the first time.
Woo!
You're good.
I'm
Also,
more concerned
you got to
with
take a perspective with the it's not
the
released
number
everywhere,
7 movie there.
but what's going to really make it take off when they release it on the Blu-ray and when they the Steelbook and when they put it on TV on Paramount. When Paramount gets it, that's when it's going to really take off.
And all the merchandising they're doing around Transformers is going to
40 years, baby. 40 years.
And also because you gotta look at this part because this is the same scenario with Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is also similar as well. They opened around that same area.
Yep.
So like they are both animated films based on Paramount owned brands that both have similar word of mouth, great word of mouth, and then and then they come out in like the drought area of like movies coming out. So
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles didn't make
there's really nothing else coming out in the next couple of weeks, so it should have
there's this movie called The Wild
era.
Robot, which I keep hearing it's about to make. I heard it is great, and I think it's supposed to make like 40 million opening weekend. I don't know how true that is, but Joker is gonna take the big punch.
No, oh yeah. I forgot about Joker. That's in like what 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
Nobody's concerned about a Daily Wire movie making the top 10.
No,
it's kind of funny.
I forget it. I didn't even know that thing wasn't.
I read a review of it. They said it's
like Borat
trying
style.
to be like Borat style. So where he's
What a Matt Walsh movie? Yeah, I mean that they are, but I don't know. I think it's funny that the substance beat it though.
Funny.
A dropped studio movie.
I was.
I will say that it does have it is in more theaters than I Am Racist, so that might help also.
So yeah, like all in all, I'm not concerned about Transformers 1 because I think I'm concerned about maybe the dropout, but I think hopefully word of mouth is strong enough for people to actually go see it. Or maybe 2 movies with 2 animated films with robots can actually do well at the box office. So,
what's funny? A couple of people that I know on Instagram, they wanted to go hate watch Transformers, just hate watch it because they weren't gonna like it. But when they came out of the movie theater, they said, "Holy shit!"
I don't understand that. Dom, I can see hate watching something you have on one of the services you pay for, and it just happens to be on that service, and you watch it. But going out of your way to purchase tickets and travel to a movie theater, sit there for a few hours to hate watch something, that's not little on the level. Just say
I'm gonna pay $15. I'm gonna pay $15 for it.
I didn't want to hate watch Speak No Evil or Alien Romulus, but that's just what happened when they were over.
Yeah.
I'm paying like $15 for an IMAX showing of Transformers 1 and go like, oh yeah, not standard, not matinee, IMAX, if that's the case. So,
$15 for an IMAX movie? That's cheap.
Well, mine is Cinemark, so I got Cinemark XD. Mine is $15.
Yeah, we only had 5 people in the movie theater, which was awesome. It was quiet. It was great. So I was in the back row, me and my wife.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
2 other people in the back row on the right hand side, left hand side, and one person was all the way down near like the front. Watched it. It was quiet. Dude, I cheered louder than everybody because I was the only people in there.
It's so good. Even
I would have you thrown out the theater. Like, shut up.
Speak No Evil is the argument for never remaking a foreign horror movie.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was the case.
Remaking foreign horror movies.
You know what, man? It's like the reboots with movies that come out. So you reboot a foreign movie into American way, and it turns out
that's what happened here. The original Speak No Evil is one of the most depressing. Has one of the most depressingly nihilistic, just cold, hard endings of a film I've ever seen. And this version, the good guys win. It turns into a dad gets revenge movie. It's like, nah, come on now. But that's, I guess, what we tend to do to stuff like that.
Hey, Blue Jay, let me tell you something. Didn't the movie, it was fun, you laughed, and then towards the end that shit got dark. I was like, damn.
Yeah, like Lou, I literally was at the end. I kind of felt like kind of sad.
I know. I was tearing up. No, think about this. In '86, parents were really upset the fact that they did a lot of killing in there, and the kids were traumatized. So just imagine now. I'm just saying, if you really think about it,
which is crazy because like the movie, from the trailers of the movie, wasn't like the greatest representation of what this movie is. There's comedy in it, but it's not a buddy comedy. There's good humor in there. Like,
yes,
I mean, Keegan-Michael Key, he's funny as Bumblebee, like badass Tron. That's a funny gag. I'm not gonna lie.
My wife laughed at. You see the scene on the trailers when they were trying to transform.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was laughing her ass off. I was laughing. I was tearing up laughing because that shit was so funny. Just the way they were, because they couldn't transform, and that was one of the funniest parts of that damn movie. But I'm telling you, man, I
hope this movie has has enough legs where it's profitable for them to make a sequel, because I'm 24. The first Transformers movie made me a fan of the entire franchise. So I grew up with the Michael Bay films. I thought they're guilty pleasures, but they're not like the greatest of films. But I mean, I like what they are.
The first one, the first time seeing live action Transformers, that was amazing. That's why I enjoyed the first one. You know,
right.
When Starscream was fighting the jets, he transformed and he was destroying the jets in the sky. That was freaking awesome, man, to me.
Amazing. So, I mean, but you know, I got older and I still like them for what they are, but I kind of want a movie set on Cybertron that actually focuses on the franchise that is named after. So we actually finally got one, and it's actually a great film.
It is.
So,
you know, look, the one thing I could probably say that people will probably have a problem with, the voices. They did a great job, but everybody, Peter Cullen and Frank Winkler, you know, they're the voices of Optimus Prime and Megatron that the older folk grew up with. That, you know, that's the only downside I can see what people are talking about. But you know what?
Chris Hemsworth, he didn't bother me. I think he did a great job because he's not trying to imitate Peter Cullen. Exactly. And then even Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, I think he was like the best character in the entire movie. He has the best performance, because I'm not that distracted from him as Megatron, because Megatron's voice does change in different iterations of Transformers more than Prime. Yes. So, but Brian Tyree Henry was just amazing. I think he's a great voice actor. Like, he even played Miles' dad in the Spider-Verse movies.
I think you have to give new voice actors for these characters a chance, because these voice actors aren't going to stay alive forever, and not everyone's going to agree to have their voice sell their rights to their voice for AI. You know, it's not going to happen all the time. You know, and even if they did do it, it's just going to sound mechanical without soul. That's just me.
You know what? I tell you what, they did a damn good job with the voices, and I tell you, Megatron's voice changed the way it did in the beginning, and when he started to become like Megatron, that's when his voice actually changed, the pitch in his voice, which was really cool.
Yeah, and I'm not too bothered, and I'll say this one point before you move to the next topic. I'm not that bothered with celebrity voices as long as they're great, and as long as they're committed on the movie and the roles instead of treating it as like a paycheck job. I'm not too bothered with that, but I think they did. They actually gave a shit. They actually gave a shit about the movies that they're performing in. They gave it their all. Brian Tyree, I'm gonna keep talking about him. He was great. So Scarlett Johansson,
Keegan-Michael Key, awesome too.
Everybody else. So I mean, I really love how this movie turned out.
And the best thing was the Easter eggs. How many Easter eggs? Oh man, some of the stuff they threw out I laughed, man. It was like, oh shit.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I'm just saying.
No spoilers. Come on.
That's it about the stuff talking about.
I highly recommend it as a I highly recommend it.
The same here.
So, if it has legs and there's not too much of a drop off in the next 2 weeks, and it doesn't hit digital by the time, because after Joker hits, it's done.
Well, when's Joker coming out again?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, the second.
I gotta check. I'll check back and see how much the movie is tracking to make. I think from your show, like last episode of your show, was like 120 million.
And then it dropped down to like 80 million.
80. I mean, it's going to
be somewhere between 80 and 100 domestic.
That's still a lot of money than what Transformers made. So
Yeah. All
Hey,
right, let
listen,
me just
it's gonna
say,
be big.
say hi. Let me say hi to people just got here. Hey, Legion of Comics, welcome. First time here. Thank you, buddy. Check out his content. Great content creator. Sticks is here. RJ, hey, what's going on? Write it
Dude,
down.
8
Bruce and
million
Ferris said he was
people watched
wrong.
Matlock.
I saw that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm hearing Joker being like 70 to 68 million or somewhere in those lines. So I mean,
Cow.
we'll see. I mean, people are gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
Everyone
You know,
should go see The Substance.
Eat crackers. Oh, sorry.
But
And
like you were saying,
if you want a good movie to shit on, you can go see Alien Romulus or Speak No Evil.
Like you were saying, Degrassi, the new Matlock, was it Madeline Matlock, had 8 million viewers this Sunday night. They haven't had that many viewers in what, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, Kathy Bates is an amazing actor,
and she's not even like, they just call her Matlock because it's like in the show, Matlock was a show, and like Matlock is merely her nickname. People just call her that because they remind her of Andy. Yeah, it's weird. It's super meta.
So it's not even a remake.
No,
or a reimagining.
No, it's just called. It's weird. It's super meta. It's got like that kind of vibe. Yeah, I know my dad will watch it.
Oh crap! Did I do that?
Yes, you did.
No, I mean,
hey, I didn't mean to.
Chicken in the
but it's hopefully Transformers will have legs and it's not released on digital too soon. And from what the reviews and people out theater say, it's actually a really good show.
Yeah,
the fact that you haven't, taken the opportunity and said, if it gets wheels, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I wasn't going for the no, I'm not doing it. No, if somebody else wants to do it, they can. If it keeps on rolling. Oh, sorry.
Oh gosh. Only the guy with the Autobot symbol can say it.
Roll out.
I do have an artist friend named Megatron, so I'll make the joke.
Hey, so was the wide receiver for the Lions, Megatron.
Let's start off with some rumors. Everybody's favorite part of the show.
Is it though?
Disney and Sony have agreed to a new deal. Tom Holland will reprise his role in Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, Avengers: Secret Wars, and 2 unannounced Marvel movies. His appearance in Avengers: Doomsday is part of the deal from 2019.
Okay, so of what I heard, that they want to put Spider-Man in a couple of like other type of movies. And they want to put him in Doctor Strange. They want to put him in other stuff that they're putting out instead of just the Spider-Man stuff. And you know what? They still should do some grounded stuff in between. I know that him and Venom is supposed to, Tom Hardy is supposed to get together and take down Null, which is ridiculous when you have the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four all getting destroyed by Null in the comic books. You're going to have 2 people take out Null in a movie. Come on. I don't want that happening.
It's not going to happen. Stop reading these sites.
Unless Dr. Doom has something.
Wait, hold up before you do that.
Yeah.
Before you do that. Tales from the Dawn.
I want something. Look, Null is supposed to be more powerful than Thanos. He took down Celestials. Gods, man, the Necro Sword, which they friggin' wrongly used in friggin' Thor: Love and Thunder, they made it a piece of shit. That the God of God Butcher was the desecrated, man. They destroyed him in friggin' the movie, but maybe he can get the sword again and make it better. And hopefully, you can have Null interacting with the MCU. If that's some part of the deal that they're going to put in, to try to get Venom to make the overall story arc, because it doesn't make sense if he's going to have Null in a Spider-Man movie and not have it part of the bigger picture.
Will Spider-Man be part of Madam Web 2?
Oh,
Yes.
I hope not.
I want Madam Web Venom version. I want her to get her own symbiote and start killing people. But Dom, you have to realize that the Sony Venom movie is not part of the MCU unless they bring Null as such a big threat, which I doubt they'll do because the big threat is going to be RD Doom or whatever people want to call him.
Well, you know what? Listen, but maybe they're interacting with the whole thing with Null because Battle World could be a movie that's in between the other movies, and you can have.
You really think they're going to take time out their schedule for this to happen?
Do you know how much money they'll make? Look how much money Spider-Man 3 made by putting all the Spider-Man in it and made that happen. If they did that shit right, fucking Sony would be on a pedestal, and they'll be
Or they could set up the symbiote saga for after multiverse.
No, stop.
True.
Listen, I am so sick of symbiotes.
Clones.
Come on, you don't want to see a symbiote Iron Man in live action, a symbiote Hulk, a symbiote Captain America. Like do a Spider-Man Web of Shadows type thing where Wolverine was a symbiote. Would that be cool?
It's bad enough they made Black Widow a symbiote in the comic books. I do not need any more symbiotes.
That would be hot.
Live action.
That would be definitely cool. It would be cool if they lead off into it, but they have to have a bigger picture. They just can't have a Null one.
I want Korg to be a symbiote.
Jeez.
Yeah, could be.
Can we get symbiote Squirrel Girl or whatever her name is?
Symbiote Groot.
I think they had a Groot. Did they have a Groot?
Wait, no, he did say
they had a Groot symbiote.
Spider-Man. You know, but you know what?
I don't know.
But the deal is, I think the deal is also bigger too with the whole merchandising too, because there has to be the merchandising that goes along with it that they have to make a deal on, and how much Sony gets, the movie prop. So there's a whole bunch of big things that go along with it. But this looks like this is a bigger deal than they had usually in the last couple of deals that they had.
But you know, Marvel, and I don't think Null is going to make it out of Venom 3. Personally, I don't think he's going to transition into the MCU because
dude, he friggin' cut off the head of a Celestial, man. You got to give him power, man. This is ridiculous.
Sony and Marvel love killing off their villains.
I know.
Well, Sony loves playing footsies with Marvel. That's the thing. They don't want to fully see. This is the weird thing. Sony doesn't want to. Sony wants the
attraction.
Well, Sony wants the piece of the pie. That's what they want. They want the pieces that
they don't have the money. Pie. They don't have a piece. They have the whole goddamn pie.
Well, no, they don't get any merch. They don't get any licensing money. Sony has no piece of Spider-Man licensing.
Well, they want that universe money. Like they want to be part of that universe, so they want to. It's like, well, they want to weave them into that.
Yeah.
Well, they own Marvel's biggest character, which is Spider-Man.
Yeah, it would be like who? If Warner Brothers
Peacock owning Batman,
Superman.
Well, actually, you know what? No, all kidding aside, I found out that Disney might own the TV rights to Batman.
They own the TV rights to the 1966 series. But that's why it's not on.
I know, but you haven't seen Batman really on TV, like a fully Batman show, unless you had I know you had.
That's a decision from Warner Brothers. They don't want. They don't want Batman is a big screen character. Batman.
Yeah, that doesn't stand now though. They can if they wanted to put Batman on live action TV, they could. There's really nothing stopping
they have Thor in it. Yeah, it's true. They could do what they want because it's not like it was their decision to cancel Superman and Lois. That was CW's decision. Superman and Lois could have kept going for a couple more years,
and it got good ratings too. That's another thing too. I don't understand why. Apparently, Smallville was supposed to be a like an origin story to Bruce Wayne, but they changed it to Smallville in the last minute because it's a whole the whole thing with it's very interesting, that whole thing with Batman. And so I was watching something, I was like, oh shit, I was really intrigued. Like, wow. But we'll see. Like, there's deals, and there's always these deals that are put into play that you don't see the light of day for a long time, and then when something does come out,
Yeah.
Well, they all have other subsidiaries that deal with each other too. Like Universal and Warner Brothers co-own. They have JVs together. Disney and Warner Brothers have a JV together. Like Warner Brothers is distributing all of the. Warner Brothers is going to be the international distributor for James Bond for the next, I don't know, 25 years, I think.
Wow.
oh, wow. And
For
I
MGM.
think, if I wasn't mistaken, was it Lucasfilm was involved in Transformers 1?
Well,
What?
that's the ILM. They did the
Yeah,
animation.
Yeah. Okay, so
They also did Ultraman Rising on Netflix.
Yep, they did that too.
I love Ultraman Rising. Even
And
though
I don't know
I
where
do
the
not like.
Droid Story is right now, but they also did Star Wars Droid Story, but that is in limbo, purgatory, whatever.
But I don't. For people hoping Sony gives back the rights to Spider-Man, it's never going to happen. So whatever Sony
I never
does
say
with
never,
Spider-Man,
man. You never say never. CM Punk came back to WWE, freaking goddamn a whole bunch
do you
of
know
other
how
things.
much money Sony makes between the games,
Yeah,
the
but
movies,
you know what?
and license it out to
exhausting.
streaming?
But if they keep losing, what they can do is they don't have to give it up.
Losing what? What are they losing?
No, they don't have to give it up. They can rent it out to Disney, and then Disney has
Disney
all
could-
the shit.
If they keep shitting the bed, Disney could always sue them for
That's
for
true too.
what? There's actually a term, a corporate legal term, brand. I can't remember what the word is, but there's a word for it.
Really?
Brand dilution, diluting the brand. You'll see, say a corporate food service will license out, like say Burger King and Tim Hortons, some situation like that where Tim Hortons buys Burger King, but in some country they don't, but they take over the operations of it, and then they crap out and dilute the brand, and then whoever owns whatever franchise sues the other franchise owner, and then like that.
But there's only been 2 movies that out of
No,
5 movies that did bad. 3.
yeah, but you know what it is? Look, let's put it this
Madam
way.
Web and Morbius.
But look how much
But-
money Disney
But
made.
Morbius was a hit when it went to streaming. Unlike Madam Web.
Yeah. So look at Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 made over $1 billion. Most any Spider-Man movie made for Sony. You would think that they were like, you know what? We'll give the keys to the kingdom. You guys do it. You hand us the money, and you could do whatever with the characters. That it would be a better win-win for everybody. 'Cause I
Why?
don't think
How is that a win-win for Sony?
How
They made a movie made 1 point what? How much would they make? 2.
They're making money.
1.8?
They're making money and getting the characters
1.9,
done
I
right.
believe.
Yeah, so there's no
If
benefit
Disney
for
does the
them to
characters right, the way the characters
rent
supposed
out
to be.
Spider. They're doing that now. This is what their deal is right here. You can
Well,
cameo in the movie.
Well, okay, so like Sony with Marvel is a very mixed thing for me because they done a lot of strange decisions, but at the very least, they have Sony Pictures Animation that did the Spider-Verse movie, so that's like arguably their best thing coming out of Sony proper nowadays. But I don't know what's going on with their live action stuff in terms of like Venom and freaking Madam Web. It's like they don't come out and say what are they really doing. They're just playing footsie with Marvel. They're just like, okay, this is connected to the MCU, and Tom Hardy made a cameo in No Way Home, and he got kicked out of there. So they just need to come out and say it instead of just playing. It's just connected or not. Just fucking say it.
But it's still
It's a Jason
the
2
onus is still on Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal because that's what she's still in charge of that part.
Yep.
That's basically all she does is Sony. She's everywhere else but Sony, unless it's Spider-Man related.
Yep.
So everything that happens is between Kevin Feige, and she negotiates on behalf of Sony. So it's on those two. It's really not on anyone else. Does anyone know what the split is? What the split of the box office take? Is it like 70-30, 75-25?
What, for Sony and
yeah, there's a budget split and then there's a box office split, and the numbers are wonky AF, and they make no sense to me because somebody's getting bent over. And then you have the fact that Sony gets none of the licensing and merchandise money for any of like the ancillary merch, any of the toys or underwear, underoos, whatever, you know. And I can't believe they gave that up, because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but you know, Marvel.
That's true, but you know what?
Marvel went bankrupt, sold off all their properties.
You know,
won't be having
look,
this competition today.
Who knows what's going to happen in the future? You can't say never say never. You know, after this deal that they have, maybe they become part of it. And look, Disney still has money. You know, somebody can actually go out and buy Disney, Sony, and Warner Brothers all together. Apple has that money. They can do that. Apple can do that if they have to get the money. I'm just saying, but somebody can go out and buy the company. Who knows? Maybe Disney sells down the road. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of things that are moving parts that are going on.
Disney owns two of the biggest franchises in the world. There's no way in hell.
But you know what? But if they keep making financial issues too with their stuff, it's a lot of money lost. You can't recover to some of the shit that they lose. That's why the decisions they need Spider-Man.
The only movie that really lost money for Disney was Solo, Marvels, and what else?
Well, the streaming hasn't been great. The streaming hasn't been.
Well, they don't look to make money on streaming. Streaming is them getting customers.
They were looking for that, but at the end of the day,
it's not like they get ad revenue for this stuff.
At the end of the day, you know, Disney. Look, who needs Marvel, like Spider-Man more, Sony or MCU Disney? Because at the end of the day, the characters that Disney is putting out now are not gravitating towards the fans as much as the original Avengers did. Spider-Man is one of the most recognizable characters that you put Spider-Man in something, it's going to definitely draw more of a crowd. That's
maybe, but
okay. So
the solo movies work just as fine as same thing with Batman. Batman doesn't have to be anything else. Spider-Man doesn't have to be anything else. Put out a few solo movies once every few years, bank.
Yeah, Disney puts up 25% of the budget for 25% of the profit and all merchandising rights.
Nice.
Wow. That's what? Say that again.
Merchandising.
Disney puts up 25% of the budget for Spider-Man feature, right? Gets 25% of the box office and all merchandising rights. So Sony's 75-75.
Okay.
So Sony needs Disney more than
I know, but see, that's the thing. But does Disney need Spider-Man more than anything else to really capture more
no
fan base? You know, no,
I don't think so.
No, because MCU will be fine. So, all right, moving on. What else we got here? Nova will include both versions of the character. The series will include the Nova Corps. Yay, Sam Alexander, if this is true.
Cool. I'll wait and see.
Man, how much is that show going to cost?
A lot, with special effects and
they should just make this to a movie. Like, I don't know why they need a TV show for that. I don't know.
Because Nova fans aren't many. They aren't, but you know, I don't know. Dick Ryder was people like Dick Ryder.
Dick Ryder.
And Sam Alexander really hasn't caught on.
Is that the guy's name, Dick Ryder?
Dick Ryder.
Richard Ryder.
Richard Ryder.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That I had to do a double take on that. I was like, wait, is that the creator's name, Dick Ryder?
Good.
You know, it's just like Richard Grayson, Dick Grayson, Richard.
You know, what they should have did was introduce this character in one of the movies, and then have a show where people could recognize. Like if you Guardians of the Galaxy, if you had one of these guys in Guardians of the Galaxy, people, I don't think the younger crowd knows more about Nova, even though I know the younger version of Nova, but it's kind of like a mixed bag. Like the older people do know about Dick Ryder, but what's the
the older people know about Dick
I hope
Ryder.
so.
They're familiar with his work.
Yeah, you heard it here
people.
first. Dom knows about Dick Ryder.
This seems antithetical to everything they've announced in the last 90 days. You know,
It just
it seems like all roads lead to RDJ.
Yeah,
and I don't see how this gets there, but that's just me.
I don't know, man. I love the absurd characters. I think at this point, since they got the X-Men back now in the Fantastic Four, the obscure characters that they were using to pump up Marvel and make Marvel the MCU what it is, I don't think it's no longer in place that people really don't care, because now you got the Fantastic Four, you got the X-Men.
Yep.
The other characters.
And you've got Robert Downey Jr. and God knows who else coming in right behind him.
Yeah.
Coming back in right behind him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
let's see what
how
happens.
much money and how much money and how much of their resources, even though it seems vast and limitless, can they spend on something like Nova, who can barely keep a book alive for more than 12 issues?
True.
Yeah.
Even though that what was that run from when 2007 was a good with Annihilation, that was a pretty good run. But
anything with Annihilation was top notch. Why we haven't seen any of that yet is beyond me. Why we're going straight to, I guess they're just trying to get everybody in before it's too late.
Reboot.
Oh, it's gonna be too late for us, because by the time all that shit happens, we'll probably be gone. Well, some people might be.
Oh yeah. I'm good with that. I ain't afraid of dying. But yeah, I don't care about Nova, and I have to ask myself, have I ever cared about Nova as a lifelong comic reader?
Should they put their resources and characters that we do know and do want on the screen, which they should.
The only way you're gonna get that, Dom, if they do a complete, utter reboot and start over from the beginning.
Well,
because
apparently after
you can't keep having these
War.
characters come back. Obviously, RDJ is not coming back as Iron Man.
But they did say
just DH everyone. We're on the verge of just losing more of our humanity just through our art. Where it won't matter. They'll just these actors will be playing these characters from now until the end of history. That's where we're headed.
A small reboot after Secret Wars. So maybe, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, maybe this might be a hit if they do it right. If they put the money in, they do the right type of CGI, and it connects with the fans. I don't know.
What was the budget on a season 3 episode of Picard? Is Brian still with us? Brian probably. Those were what, $20-30 million per episode, something like that.
I'll look it up.
Insanity. And this show would definitely need that level of, unless they're pulling the lanterns and they drop a couple Green Lanterns in Smallville or whatever.
Right. They take the space part of it out with the ships and stuff like that. Just.
Did I say Smallville? Oh, I didn't. Never mind.
It's just I don't know. Like I said, Nova was great in the 70s. The comic run.
It was 8 to 9 million per episode.
9 million per episode,
something like that.
That seems cheap.
It does seem cheap.
So, yeah, I mean,
the Next Generation was 1.3 million per episode.
Yeah, those were like each one of those original
crap.
TNG episodes were like $1 million and a half. Most expensive TV produced at that time, and that was syndicated.
Yeah,
they didn't have a network. They went out to That show was sold to any mom and pop television station that could afford to buy
Of
it.
course, I have no audio.
Hey, Joe.
That was going on.
No audio at all.
I hear you.
No audio?
I hear
We
you.
can hear you.
We can hear you. Oh, bye.
Oh, they're going to play these characters till they're 90. I
Hey,
agree. They are.
AI.
Well, yeah,
AI
I agree. Hugh Jackman is definitely Wolverine until, and again, I think it's just a matter of time before. Yeah, here's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine from now until you're dead.
I'm eating 10,000 calories a day for the next Wolverine role. He's 80.
And I see they decided to film speaking of Star Trek, they're filming Strange New Worlds season 4 already. They're gonna start that up early.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
season 3 even aired.
No,
Yeah.
that's insane. That show is so good.
That's the power of listening to the fans. Strange New Worlds was demanded by fans.
Yep.
You know, I have nothing wrong with my Stefan from Vampire Diaries becoming Captain Kirk.
I actually like him as Kirk. I think he's all right.
I just hope they keep the time traveling back and forth to a minimum the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems weird to me that they're jumping right in. I wonder if it's not.
God, I can't get no audio.
Hello, can you hear us? Joe?
We can hear him. We can hear you.
You probably can't get out of it from us.
Yeah, you can't hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Give me a
but I'm
computer.
down. Whatever.
Hey, Cinematic.
TNG was dope. Not my cup of tea, but family loved it. Yeah, I grew up. My parents loved Trek, so I love Trek.
Oh yeah, same here. I was raised on it. Mom and I would just talk about the episodes afterwards and compare how it was to real life.
Hey, son.
I don't want to say civilizations, but I don't have a better word off the top of my head.
You know, I used to love seeing the aliens and Star Trek and going to new worlds, and of course they pretty much violated the Prime Directive every other episode.
Listen,
I love that.
City on the Edge Forever, Piece of the Action, Trouble with Tribbles. You know, great episode. Harry Crumb, the only bad guy to show up in 2 episodes of Star Trek. Harry Crumb.
It was definitely a multi-generational thing in my family. My grandfather, my father, me. Definitely.
My father had it. My sister had it. I have it. My sister had it. It's like freaking
I remember my dad taking me to see the motion picture opening weekend. And there was a Mego was notorious for repurposing toys. So let's say they had like a Force 10 from Navarone, like Mountain Fortress playset, and they would just slap some Dayglow paint on it and call it Star Trek Mission to Gamma 6, you know? And I remember, and they came with these weird bendy alien creatures that you'd never seen in any episode of Star Trek, live action or animated.
You know,
and I got that toy that day, and it was one of the greatest days of my life.
My brother was a huge Star Trek fan. He was the Trekkie in the house, and we used to fight. Wanted to watch TV. I like Space 1999 and Battlestar Galactica. He liked those too, but he was more of a Star Trek fan than anything else.
It's funny. Out of all my brothers and my sister, I'm the only one that kept on with the Star Trek and the horror that my parents loved, and even the same music, country music, and all the way from Sinatra to country. That's me.
Yeah, my brothers and I are all they everything that they do is pretty much because of me. So, because I was the oldest one.
Huh.
Everything that I've been to kind of seeps into their lives, personal and professional. So
there are never too many Star Trek shows. There was a time when we didn't have Star Trek on TV, and that was upsetting, very upsetting. So, next up, what do we have? For all you anime fans, Japan has voted Dragon Ball as the greatest anime of all time. I can agree with this. been running 40 plus years. Screw
Never
One
seen
Piece. Screw you guys that watch One Piece.
I was going to say One Piece is
Dragon
pretty
Ball
much
Z.
the only one that could give it a run for its money on episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not an anime guy. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Me,
Anime.
Robotech, the Macross Saga, any day.
Yeah, I like classic anime and animated anime features like movies.
Speed Racer, give me that. I'll take that every day too.
I like
Speed
the
Racer.
Wachowskis.
Speed Racer's on Tubi, and you can watch the original. They've been fully remastered.
Really?
You can watch the Japanese version.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, they're
And G-Force Battle of the Planets.
I'm watching these Speed Racer remasters, and
Sailor
they look. I just marvel at them.
Yeah,
They're
I
so
love that.
pretty.
Growing up, I gotta check it out.
One thing about anime and
on
manga,
Tubi.
Cool.
and if you have kids that like anime and manga, you have to be very careful what they watch and what they read when it comes to manga and anime, because some of that stuff goes way crosses the line into
Here it does. Here in the United States, it does.
Yes, here in the United States, FBI will be at your door.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Soft manga breeds soft children. Hard manga breeds hard children.
That's not how that works. Hard time in jail, maybe. Hey, Joe, we
had
to.
I was having audio problems.
A satellite dish to watch anime in the 80s and 90s. You had to have a satellite dish or somebody in Japan that could send you
a bunch of bootleg VHSs.
Yes.
No, I live near Chinatown, so
they would come in original Japanese audio with no subtitles. So you were just watching shit and go, okay. Right? All right, cool. Yeah, you don't have to turn it up. We can listen to music and watch it because we don't know what they're saying, you know.
Ooh.
That was good times.
I hate to do this. I hate to do breaking news, but there is breaking news.
There is?
A poster for Michael B. Jordan's Sinner by Ryan Coogler has been released.
Teaser tomorrow.
Look at this.
Ooh.
This poster, right? This is a poster.
Vampire movie.
It's a poster.
I want to watch. I want to see that.
Yeah, vampires, and there's a trailer tomorrow.
Ooh. Trailer reaction.
Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan.
Is he just producing it, or is he directing it as well?
Directing.
Okay.
Coogler wrote, produced, directed. Do I want to say is it a post Civil War era? Or no, it's like 30s, isn't it? Like Prohibition era.
Yes, Prohibition.
I think it's
somewhere in New Orleans. Yeah, Vampire in New Orleans. Hasn't been done before. I'm just kidding. I'm looking forward to this.
Is that Coleman Domingo?
Where?
In the poster with him?
No, they're both Michael B. Jordan. He's playing twins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Double your Michael, double your fun.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's some makeup making him look evil like that. Can't wait. Give me a good, decent vampire movie. No glitter. No
sparkle.
No sparkles. No glitter. No teenage girl falling in love
those
with a 500-year-old man.
Vampires.
All I need is snipes.
Disco balls in the
all
sun.
I need is snipes, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Give me fangs.
Oh yeah, who's the studio that is financing and distributing the picture? The project also marks the second of Coogler and Jordan's Warner Brothers Film Group co-chair and CEOs Mike DeLuca and Pam Dandy of Champion, following their green light of Creed 3 during their time at MGM. Ta-da!
This is gonna be good. Can't wait. Hopefully it's good. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but Vampire, Michael B. Jordan, and Coogler. Let's see what happens. All right. Next up, China dropped a bombshell that WB is surely celebrating as Joker Full Ado got a groundbreaking blessing from local censors to hit the local box office. Joker 2 is the first film featuring Joker to ever make a nationwide release locally. The local version is set to have 138 minutes, which is the official runtime, meaning that, at least in theory, no cuts have been made in the movie. Really surprising if it ends up being true when the film actually hits theaters in China. The first one didn't get a Chinese release because of controversy at the time, and it was the most pirated movie in China at the time when Joker first released. So this is a huge
Interesting
win. Huge.
Do you
win.
have any more? Do you have any more Foil douche news coming up?
No. What I just saw this one. What else? You got something else?
The EP, the Lady Gaga's got a surprise EP coming.
Oh yes, I saw that. It was trending today.
Yeah.
Oh, the soundtrack is out?
Oh, yeah.
No, this is a entirely different thing. It's just a Harley Quinn inspired extended play.
Oh, okay.
From Lady Gaga.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's cool.
Oh, here we go.
Apart from the score and the soundtrack.
Can you see it?
And yeah.
Superstar teases new project LG 6.5 with promotional billboards in New York and LA. She looks great here. I love this.
She does.
She looks great. And then here's a billboard.
Okay.
It's not going to be all day special for $25. Where's this parking spot? Because I need.
Yeah, where's that? Where's
that? Dude,
$84 a day.
My parking at the hotel I was in over the weekend, it was like $100 for 3 days.
Yeah, for 3 days.
Yeah, I was 2.5.
$100 for 3 days. That's a steal.
2.5 days. It was part of the hotel, so.
Yeah, I get it. I was in Chicago. I paid $84 a day to park. That's anywhere in Chicago. Anywhere.
I thought you said you farted at a hotel, Ruse.
No, I did not fart at a hotel.
Well, if you, I'd be shocked if you did.
What happens in Baltimore stays in Baltimore.
I farted in my hotel.
Yeah, I definitely fart in my hotel.
Max came over Saturday. I will tell this. I'm telling the story. Max came over. He got to the con Saturday morning, and he stayed over in my room Saturday night. It was hilarious because I need a good audio book to go to sleep. I love going to sleep to audiobooks. And what I'm currently reading is like fantasy, horror, romance. And all I hear is Max saying, "She's gonna do what with that horn?"
Hey, so Max read a bedtime story to you? That's what you're trying to say, right?
Shut up.
Who was the big spoon? Who was the little spoon?
Exactly.
He was definitely the little spoon.
Those are pillows.
They describe how the unicorn touches her face with his horn. Max, yeah.
That doesn't make it sound any better.
It's a great book series. It's called The Angel Trials or something. But typical Max, Anthony Cheeseman.
Hey, I'm gonna make that a quote.
She did Max. What with his horn? Yeah, he was like, "Wow, she sounds really excited about that horn." I'm like, Max, this is dramatic reading. That's what happens in audiobooks.
Wow, I can hear like Max was like, "Wow!" I can hear him being like, really excited for that horn.
Wow. I was talking about that audiobook today when I spoke to him. He asked me not to play audiobooks when I go visit him in 2 weeks.
There actually are headsets that you can actually wear that are kind of like headbands that you can sleep in. I've got one. I like to fall asleep listening to creepypastas.
But with this news of China getting a nationwide release of Joker 2, does this change anyone's projection of this getting closer to $1 billion?
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna make that much.
I still have a clip of Max saying, "Joker 2 is gonna do better than Joker 1." I was like, "We'll see."
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Well, Max said that
anything.
he said
Nobody
Deadpool
knows.
was going to make $2 billion. So
Well, it made it
if there was a formula, if anybody knew what made a hit, every movie would be a hit.
Thank you.
I am a weirdo. Thank you. Everybody on the show is a weirdo. That's why we get along. Yeah, I don't know what will happen because it did $1 billion plus without China last time.
I don't.
I know the dynamics are a little different because it's a musical aspect to the film.
I don't know. Would I be super surprised if it happened? No. Do I think it's going to make $1 billion? No. I don't know.
I don't ever think any movie is going to make $1 billion, and nobody that makes movies does either. It's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot rapture, as I've heard it called.
Well, people
crapshoot rapture.
People
what else is coming out the same week as that?
Joker?
I believe.
I don't know. There's. I mean,
I'm just wondering if there's anything that could pull some of the draw from that movie that would give it a softer opening.
I don't know. I think in terms of this month, we only got Joker. There's Venom. That's kind of it. But I mean, in terms of the $1 billion part, people say, "Oh, it's going to make $1 billion" because a lot of movies make it so easy to get to that number. It's just Marvel's made it so easy to people. So,
I mean, if it has no competition of anything in the theater, and it happens to be the only thing that's out, and it gets a bit of a buzz, I keep hearing mixed things. There's like people that are like, "It's great." Other people that have been saying,
kind of like the first Joker.
Yeah, so anything that's that polarizing, I think generally tends to do well. Right?
Yeah, Barbie was polarizing.
Something
you either
that
hated it or loved it.
Like, yeah, you love it or hate it, like Led Zeppelin.
Let's see what comes out in October. October 4th, we have Joker. Opening that same week is A Different Man. That's it. A Different
Man looks good.
A Different Man's kind of already.
What is that?
Road show.
Yeah, it's niche. It's not a blockbuster, but it looks good. It's a movie. I want to see it.
Sebastian Stan.
That movie 17. So Johnny 17 was that movie?
That comes out next year. That looks good. That trailer.
That looks good.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has got a slate next year. Mickey 17.
No, Mickey 17 looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
Sinners.
Oh yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say about Transformers 1 is that movie's been in its completed form screening across the country. Like you couldn't throw a rock without hitting a screening of that movie. And when they screen these movies like this, like months, like I want to say June or July, I knew people were starting to see the finished version of this movie. And it's just been in the like secret screening rotations and everywhere for 3 or 4 months. That's thousands and thousands of people that get to see that movie before anyone else.
Yeah.
So why would they bother going when it comes out?
Yeah, I don't.
Other movies have ran into this problem before where they're screened to death.
The Flash did that.
Yes.
Flash was screened to death.
I'm not saying that that's what's responsible for the failure, but I'm saying it does contribute to some films' failures.
And also we have October 11th. We have Terrifier 3 in the theaters.
It's gonna make $2.
No, it's gonna make.
It's
gonna make 100 million easy. There's so many fans of this movie franchise. The Apprentice.
Oh God.
Hey,
we live in
Stan as freaking Donald Trump.
Sebastian Stan fucking getting some work.
I do want to see that one. I do want to check that one out.
With Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh.
That looks painfully depressing. And painfully depressing.
I just want to say it because Andrew Garfield is in it, Spider-Man.
I said Under Silver Lake is still one of my favorite movies.
It premiered at Toronto International Film Festival. and it currently sits at 89% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. Then we have Anora. That was Anora.
Yeah,
Comedy romance.
It's not a comedy. If it is, it's a dark comedy, but it's not like it's not like Happy Gilmore funny.
Hey, Degrassi, have you seen the trailer for Mr. K?
For Mr. K?
Worker. I want to see this.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, check it out. It looks very, very good.
I will.
Anytime Crispin Glover gets a lead role in anything, I'm very happy.
Oh, okay. I got you. I know what you're talking about.
All right, here is the synopsis of the movie. The dramedy follows Anora, a young sex worker from Brooklyn, who meets and impulsively marries Vanya, an oligarch's son. What? Hoping to find her own Cinderella ending. However, as the news reaches Russia, Vanya's parents set out to New York to have the marriage annulled. What is this?
Vanya.
I don't know.
Does this belong on Freeform or Netflix?
That name though.
No,
Vanya.
no, it's. I don't know. I don't want to say that it's. I don't know. It's just one of those movies about young girls who do wild stuff.
It's a slice of life movie.
Yeah, since my 20s.
We got Smile 2, October 18th.
I just saw the trailer to that.
I still think Smile 1 had one of the best viral marketing campaigns around.
So then we have Last Dance, October 25th. So Joker has about 21 days.
Yeah, 3 week lead.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And almost everything dies down after about the second week anyway, for the most part.
Which is crazy because
this is going to make. I think this. My original projection hasn't. My original projection for this movie was like what 500 million. With the Null news, where people going to run out to see this now, it's going to be like 700, 800 million.
Wait, like really? Okay, is Null really the driving force for this movie?
Yes.
I highly doubt.
Null is a huge comic book. People love that character.
Yeah, what I liked about this trailer over the other two Venom movies trailers are that I actually liked this trailer. I want to see this movie based on this trailer.
Yeah, I really disliked the first two movies, and I'm a huge Tom Hardy fan. I just really dislike the first two movies a lot.
They're just like straight to video 90s actioners for me with like, they're.
What I liked about them.
There's really nothing in October except.
Well, there's this one movie called Piece
Venom,
by Piece. Well, this is one movie called Piece by Piece. Is that it's a biopic with Pharrell as a Lego. It's actually
I saw that.
It looked good. I heard great things about it. I actually want to watch that.
Yep. So looks like worldwide Joker probably is going to do pretty damn well.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be divisive and polarizing, and it's you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't think there's going to be much middle ground.
No.
And then
I like Elseworld stuff. I don't need like everything has to be in the same continuity of Batman, the same universe. I don't give a shit about that. And I like Phoenix as an actor, but I don't know. It's just
I think it kind of takes whatever. What's the phrasing I want to use? Whatever the media, whatever the narrative was around the first movie and its release, right? It kind of takes that, and I don't know. Anybody that found him to be heroic in any way or what he said and did to be, I don't know, it kind of takes everything and takes that dumps it out.
It felt like somebody watched a couple weekends of Scorsese movies and then decided to just put the Joker in one.
Yeah, the first one was, but this one's got some Lou Med in it, and
but again, it all feels like some retreaded tropes from better movies.
Yeah, you know that Martin Scorsese spent 5 years developing that first movie right before he walked.
Really?
That he was an executive producer on it until shortly before, before they did credit plates for it. That's why his name's not on it.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's something to be said, I guess, for that. That he had a hand.
He's a big influence
to a certain point, and I think that was Todd Phillips taking what had been done up to that point and writing a love letter to Scorsese, which I don't have a problem with. But I like the movie for what it is, and I'm definitely kind of a champion of this one. Just because.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'm not going to go to the movies and see it, but then again, I don't go to the movies and see much anyway. I'll still see it. I'm just not. I'm just not like on the edge of my seat, really excited about it. But I'll watch it.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I don't know.
I'm more excited about the Penguin miniseries than I am this.
Yeah, the second episode. I don't know why they're making us wait so long.
The first one was great. I was very, very pleased.
The second one is.
All right, we have breaking news. There's a new horror movie being released, and it is called Insidious.
Dude, I seen that joke like months ago. That's
my god,
it's still funny, but like
it's still funny.
It's still funny.
Is the popcorn bucket going to be a big thing of Johnson's baby oil?
Yeah, you got the new game for the kids, man. Slip and slide.
Oh, stop!
If I had 1,000 bottles of baby oil, ain't nobody catching me.
You know what's funny? You know how in Fast and Furious it's funny how Fast and Furious does a baby oil joke with Tyrese and Dwayne Johnson in those movies.
That's true too. Hey, listen, I'm still amazed that they found like 380 dildos in his freaking house.
And you only got
300. The number was ridiculous. It was way too large a number of dildos to be found in anyone's house.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know, man. He is Puff Daddy though. 380 dildos seems low.
Is his name Puff Daddy or Slick Daddy? Like
I don't know.
Moving on.
He was like slipping in, Daddy. That's what he was trying to do.
We have some Transformers news. The goal is to focus more on robots' point of view in live-action films.
Jesus, finally, goodness.
The next live-action film will be a crossover with G.I. Joe.
Yes.
I don't know about
planning
that.
a sequel to Transformers 1.
Please.
Yes.
Instead of them reacting to the human plot, their drive has to be part of that story now.
It took you 17 years to freaking do that?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, right? Hey, I'm all for the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. They do it right. I want some classic Cobra Commander with Megatron. I want some G1 shit live action. That's what I really want, man.
All I want is one really hot girl. That's all they need to do for me for every Transformers movie, and I'm fine. Put one smoke show in there, I'm golden.
Hey, you got to lead one in friggin' RC. They could be friggin' wearing bikinis.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
What?
Jeez, Dom.
Can we get
Megan Fox? At me. I want to see robots in bikinis. What?
No. Can we get Megan Fox, not just her character in the movies, but as Scarlet?
No Megan.
No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see those toe thumbs she has. I don't.
Hear me up, Pat Dennings.
Listen, I don't think they should concentrate like with Transformers 1 concentrated on four bots, and that was good. They get too much like maybe 5 characters each, robots and Joes. They don't want too much going on in the first movie.
Like, okay, I enjoyed Rise of the Beast. I thought it was a really fun movie.
Great soundtrack, by the way, in Rise of the Beast.
Right, yep. Great. It was a good soundtrack. I just think I feel that they were jumping the shark, because when you think of it, Bumblebee was a good entry point into this kind of reboot era of Transformers, without directing Michael Bay, and then they kind of jumped the shark.
Who's Michael Bay?
Well, he's
gonna be doing Transformers G.I. Joe.
And then I think they kind of jumped the shark when we're gonna add Beast Wars into the mix, right? That's a nice RC. I just feel like I feel like they kind of jumped the shark by adding Beast Wars characters in it, but I still don't like the movie. And then now they're just gonna say, "Oh yeah, let's gonna add GI Joe in it," without having an actually good GI Joe movie. Snake
Do
Eyes
we
was
need
ass.
a GI Joe movie?
Well, you know what? We need a good GI
Yeah,
Joe.
Snake Eyes was awful.
Yeah, we need a good GI Joe movie. We need something that represents GI Joe for what it
Like
is.
I'm not even a GI Joe person, but Snake Eyes. See, I liked Rise of Cobra. Retaliation was kind of but Snake Eyes. How do you make a movie about a ninja boring?
I like
That's-
Snake Eyes.
The character?
I liked it.
I don't
No,
even
it's
like
about the
that movie.
movie.
The movie was
I liked it.
boring. It
You
was
thought it was
boring,
boring?
dude.
I liked it.
Like, how
You
do you
have
make a movie?
all action all the time.
Doesn't okay, but it
It's
needs
a
to be
Snake Eyes
interesting.
movie. You need all action all the time. It's a GI Joe Snake Eyes movie. Don't tell me you don't need action all the time.
It's a movie.
It's not
It's a
a GI Joe movie.
interpretation.
It's a movie
You know what
about
they
a ninja with a cool outfit. You need cool action. Come on now.
You know what? Listen,
What?
they're gonna do this Transformer movie. I want to see the Cobra and Joe vehicles transform to the characters, man. Like in the comic book, that'd be kind of cool. Live action, get his tanks transforming. That'd be cool.
Oh, I forgot to do this. Please, thumbs up the video. We need the engagement. If you like the content, thumbs it up. Share with your friends. Don't tell your mother you're watching it because this is not your mother's type of stream.
I just think, like, why does it take this long for them to actually realize, oh yeah, this is a movie called Transformers. Make them the main characters instead of freaking Shia LaBeouf, Mark Wahlberg, and
you gotta understand when Blue Jay that you have to have the human side too. It's Earth.
I get it.
If they did it on on Cybertron, it's one thing, but Earth. You know what? Why don't you do Transformers? Because there were Transformers that went to Earth in the prehistoric age. In the comic books, when Optimus Prime and Megatron crash landed on Earth somewhere, there were people, robots, Shockwave, and a couple of Decepticons that were on Earth.
Shockwave, the worst Transformer ever.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Shockwave, Soundwave. Anybody have their wave in it?
I don't care. I'll say it. Bumblebee's still my favorite Transformers movie.
Oh God.
Yeah. Bumblebee.
I will always hated Bumblebee. It's one die and stay dead.
They just have to do it right. Like now, if they do the Joe live action with Joe, make it the robot driven movie, but the Joes definitely interact and make it like a war torn movie. Like they're fighting Cobra, the terrorist organization that's teaming up with the Decepticons.
Well, see, the thing is that Transformers is that these movies have always been big spectacles and stuff. Like the fact that this is the first Transformers 1 is the first movie we actually give a shit about the robots versus them being walking, talking special effects without any character and development whatsoever. So,
we're getting Michael Bay back. Michael Bay's going to be directing it. So,
I mean, he produced Transformers 1 as well. So he produced all of these things. So, I mean, I don't think anybody knows this, but Chris Hemsworth is also supposed to be in his movie as well.
He might be Duke. They're talking about. So
Duke?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah. You know what? We'll see what happens. Is it 2 years away? It's supposed to be 2026.
He playing Thor. He played Optimus Prime. Then he's playing as Duke.
He's getting all the main characters, man. Come on. Now you know what? Listen, if they do it right and they have elements of G1, the characters transform like G1 characters, then I think the nostalgia will be that a lot of people will flock to it, and it will definitely bank in the box office. We'll see. We'll see. It's 2 years away, and anything can change. Anything can happen.
2 years, like 3-4 years away.
No, 2026. That's what it says.
They have a script?
Is that what they say?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Transformers and
if they could do 11 scripts for Blade in like a year and a half, I'm pretty sure they can crank out a script pretty fast.
Oh, it is 2026. That's what they said.
Well,
We'll see.
Right. Moving on.
If Skybound has anything to do with it, Hasbro, they might be able to.
I don't think Skybound will be making.
Well, Skybound, because they own they have the rights to Transformers and GI Joe, and they're making the Energon. They can make it more the Energon universe type of movie.
That's if they still have the rights to it in 2 years.
They will. They have the rights. It's going to be
the rights for Transformers goes around to the highest bidder.
No, I think they got the rights for about 10 years. I think it's 10 years. I think they signed the big long.
I don't think so. All right, next up, Gary Oldman is up for returning in the HBO Harry Potter, but as Dumbledore.
Yes.
He felt like he did not get enough screen time as Sirius Black.
I would not be mad at him as Dumbledore.
He was my favorite part of any Harry Potter movie. Was Gary Oldman as Sirius Black.
Moving on, Dom's crazy.
Dom's
We
crazy.
all
Why-
agree on
Hey,
that
man.
one. You know, it doesn't matter to me who plays Dumbledore.
It does kind of matter for me, you know. Dumbledore is such a key figure. I want somebody that has that's at the same time that grandfatherly, like, you know, could be a leader, you know, a superb leader type situation. But when you look back at it, you kind of see how smarmy he is. And that's going to be a fun line to play.
I would like to see Jared Harris cast as Dumbledore, since his father played Dumbledore to start with. That would be a nice little touch.
It would be nice. But I was going to say, like, from the movies, the two I would lean towards would be Gary Oldman or Remus Lupin. I'm drawing a blank on the guy's actual name.
Was it David Thewes?
Thank you. Oh, been a long day.
Huh. I would love to see RDJ as Dumbledore. I'm kidding.
What about my casting for Harry Potter? Joseph Marcel as Dumbledore.
What, Hoodwarts?
No.
I love it. I love the idea of it.
Maybe.
Jabari Banks.
Oh no, I had Willie Nelson, I believe, as Dumbledore.
Oh my god. Do I still have the cast? We did that last time I streamed.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Let me see if I still have it in the slide deck. I do. This is
You gonna bring
shows.
up my
Woody,
casting first?
Willie Nelson.
I had to sit out this heresy.
And then DL had Pierce Bronson as Dumbledore. I had who is this? Who's this? I don't remember who this is. Somebody had Jeremy Irons as Dumbledore. Someone had Joseph Marcel, which was Blue Jay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think both you and I had Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, we
on
had
there.
both had Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
And then Degrassi had Andrea Zojana as Zatanna. And William Dafoe as Mr. E. He went a totally different route with his books of magic. But let's see. Hopefully this series is good.
Did it? You told me Chris said you wanted Tim Pool in the movie. Didn't you say Chris had like Tim Pool in the movie?
Chris said he didn't come on the show because he was going to cast Tim Pool, EVS, Neurotic in his movie.
Oh,
he didn't want to offend anyone.
Daily Wire's Harry Potter.
So, moving on. James Cameron says future Terminator films will not include any iconography or characters from past films. You get too inside it, and then you lose a new audience because the new audience care much less about that stuff than you think they do. So, no bringing back any past iterations of characters from the movies.
Shittiest constant timeline revisions of any movie.
No, I've been watching Terminator 0, and it's a great series.
I forgot about that. I gotta watch that.
I'd prefer they just keep doing that. Keep doing animated series of interesting stories like that. I don't need another Terminator film.
Yeah, I'm like...
It is time to step away from the Governator.
Yeah, it's fine stepping away from that, but I don't know. Some franchises just need to go away from feature movies, stuff like that.
Terminator is such a fragmented franchise after 2. Like, I like 3, 4 was okay. 5 was kind of all over the place. I like Dark Fate.
Mhm.
It's just a fragmented franchise after 2. Like you don't even know what's even like part of the universe or what. Like it's just a confusing thing. But I heard great things about 0.
Sarah Connor Chronicles was one of the best things that they did with Terminator, aside from Terminator 1 and 2.
I haven't seen
with
I haven't seen
Brian
that one
Austin
yet.
Green in it, it was still really good.
You put Summer Glau in anything, I'll be happy.
Now it becomes less fragmented when you add in stuff like iRobot and the Matrix into the mix, because then you get the complete timeline. Sorry, my brain works weird.
My brain is blocked out anything after the Matrix 1 in the Matrix series.
Actually, I did. The other 2, well, weren't as good or as groundbreaking as the first one.
Yeah,
I still enjoyed the 2 and 3.
Yeah, they spent a little too much time in the hippie Salvation Army that was their community in 2 and 3.
Yeah, I like the first one. I didn't care for the other ones really. I wasn't excited.
You didn't care for 2?
No, not really.
Excuse me? How dare you?
I'm not a big Keanu fan. Never have been.
Wait, no, I thought you were talking
The
about
only
Terminator.
good Matrix movie was the first one.
I thought you were talking about Terminator. I'm sorry.
Correct.
No, I like 2 and 3.
No, Terminator 1. I can get behind that one. T2, okay, you're starting to lose me, especially with Guns N' Roses. And then 3, the hell. Okay, I want my money
You
back
like
for
3?
the 4th one. Dude, I drove 20 miles to go see the second one. No, not the second one. The Terminator, whatever the hell, Christian Bale. Fuck that shit. I'm good, bro. And then I quit.
Film fandom.
I tapped out. I said no more
Film
Terminator.
fandom Usenet boards in the summer of 1991 were like, I can't believe they made the T-800 a good guy. This is bullshit.
Yeah, like I said, I'm good.
It was the truth. There was a contingency of Terminator fanboys that were upset that they made the villain of their favorite techno noir action
like
horror
the one thing
movie.
that's never changed is fanboys bitching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. You'll even find letters to the editor of science fiction fanzines in 1978 complaining about the veracity of her characters, like Princess Leia having.
You tell this Carl
take the
Sagan guy he's
spotlight.
full of shit. No.
I can see. I can imagine back in the day, people were complaining about how the 10 Commandments was written.
That's not how it went. That's not how it went. Were you there? I took pictures.
People just took what entertainment they were given and watched it. They weren't a bunch of diaper babies about everything that came out.
Yeah, and then they introduced sound.
No, it was called they told stories around campfires, sang songs. That's how stories were passed down through the ages.
All right, next up, Marvel TV boss Brad Winderbaum wants to make a Ghost Rider Disney Plus series, the Danny Ketch era Ghost Rider. I think there are a lot of people who would be here for some Ghost Rider.
Like
Danny Ketch deserves his own series.
Who's Ghost Rider?
It's the wisest choice because you don't want to waste Johnny Blaze or Robbie Reyes in a TV series.
You could mention them. And then you can have them for the screen.
You could even briefly introduce them if you have them cast. But yeah, I like Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider, but I think this is a
give me Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze any day. I love that first movie. I don't care.
Oh, good movie.
Who's Nicolas Cage?
You watch
Actor of our generation.
Dude, he was in one of the greatest movies of all time.
Cough.
The romantic comedy with Bridget Fonda, where they won the lottery ticket and then they had to split it down the middle?
Yep. Come on, man. He had one of the greatest introductories into
It
movies.
happened to you.
Valley Girl.
Uh,
Come on.
I'm sorry, Valley Girl. Peggy Sue got married.
So
Raising
he-
Arizona. Leaving Las
still
Vegas.
Con
The
Air, baby.
Weatherman.
He would not have had a
Lord of
movie
War.
career
Pig.
if he wasn't a nepo baby. Stop. Come on, we all know that.
Hey, half of Hollywood wouldn't have the spot there, and if it wasn't for
You wouldn't be here if you weren't. I'm just kidding.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. I'll have more acting gigs if I knew somebody in Hollywood. If I was part of it.
The Century wouldn't be cast as Lone Star's son
Exactly.
if you know.
Con Air was good.
Nobody
Yo,
asked you
Face
to
Off was great.
talk
Con Air
about
was great.
bad movies, King.
The Rock. Just saying, The Rock was amazing.
The Rock
You
was
know,
great too.
I would watch this if they put it on Disney Plus because
Because-
I wasn't a fan of Johnny Blaze. I started reading Ghost Rider with Danny Catch.
You know, and they, and now
Catch
that
is kind of our generation's Ghost Rider for the most
Yep.
part, because that initial run in the early '90s with Danny Catch was most of our first major introduction to Ghost Rider.
No, and then plus, so you think about it, the Disney is doing the rated R movies now. They're getting away with something. They can make it badass, man. Hopefully, it does happen.
You think rated R saves movies?
Yeah, it's just that
movies
it makes
that
it
are
better.
bad to
Characters,
being good.
no, but characters that need to have that edge and that more violent demeanor about them, they need to do what the
You could
character's
be
about.
very violent.
Kind of like
PG-13.
the show Penguin. I think it would be really lame if it wasn't rated R.
Well, that's different. That's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're making exceptions.
Yep. No,
He just said what would make a rated R better, and we just gave you an answer.
exactly.
Penguin could have been done in PG-13. All right.
No, because that first line,
Not without sucking hard ass, because they would have toned down any of the edge to it.
I have DirecTV. Still, I live in the sticks. We have great internet, but still, my wife prefers having her television that way. And HBO has several linear channels in HBO East and West. They have 2 feeds for each thing. So between HBO East and West and HBO 2 East and West, the Penguin is on 24/7.
sounds about right.
100 times a week.
Oh, I miss DirecTV, man. Those good times.
So I can literally turn on my TV and leave it on one of those 4 HBO feeds, and the Penguin is always on. That kind of scheduling exhibits a certain level of confidence I don't know if I've ever seen. They certainly don't do that with all of their shows. So
Well, that and the rest of HBO's original programming has kind of sucked balls for a while.
yeah, it kind of has.
I mean,
hasn't it?
it's been very. We're not living in the days of The Sopranos or The Wire anymore.
I want to go back to the days of Arliss and Larry Sanders.
I love Larry Sanders, but I mean, like I said, we're not getting Deadwood anymore and stuff like that. It's you get a dragon show every 2 years.
Hey,
and
leave my
then
dragon shows alone.
That's some sparse stuff in between. I have no
Last of
problem.
Us, damn it.
I have no problem with the dragon shit. But I'm just saying they don't.
Good.
I'm just glad I don't
Well,
have to
going-
scoop the dragon shit.
Well, going forward, all of the DC Studios projects are going to be under HBO's banner and be produced by them. Isn't that the thing they have going on now?
Yeah, Max should have never been anything more than the streaming home of HBO. For them to even have diluted that brand that way is just, it'll go down as one of the greatest media branding tragedies ever, if not the greatest media branding tragedy ever. It's just
Do you
egregious.
think them releasing everything under the HBO banner
They're
as far as
definitely
these
trying
shows-
to get something back. Yeah.
you think they're gonna go back to HBO or rebrand it as HBO Max?
I don't understand why they would. There's nothing decent there's very few decent things that come out of HBO anymore. It's not like I said, back in the day, we could look forward to The Sopranos and Deadwood and The Wire and even Larry Sanders, stuff like that. There was good, consistent original programming. Have you seen the original programming on HBO? It's mostly garbage that I don't know who watches, because I don't know anybody that watches any of it. It doesn't seem to have much of a buzz.
I'm
They
too
should
busy
just
watching
call it-
Days of Our Lives.
The stuff that's exclusive to Max is generally better than whatever they leave for HBO.
I still think they should have just called it like Warner Max. So it's just Max. Like it's just a very lazy name.
We just left it HBO.
Yeah, but HBO is just, it's ubiquitous. It's universal.
It used to be.
And
It used to mean prestige television, and prestige television is over, fellas. The last season of Game of Thrones killed it. It's over.
Hey,
House of
season of
Dragons
Game of
certainly
Thrones
isn't
was
doing
awesome,
anything
all right?
to help save it in my eyes.
Sopranos, man. Great.
I mean, I don't mind that they lumped everything together in Max, but HBO surely gets lost in that shuffle out of everything that's thrown in there. I watch Turner Classic Movie stuff on that channel more than I watch HBO programming.
I mean, what are the good shows like Boardwalk Empire? You know, they don't have to last long. Just a few seasons of just great ass television. Oh,
yeah,
I'm down for that. But no, it's
Perry
over.
Mason was great. It only got 2 seasons.
But they were good shows. They were something that made you want to watch. And with all these other streaming services having original programming and original shows, I don't understand why HBO doesn't step up. And I mean, I still don't understand the difference between like a Max exclusive and HBO. To me, it's
well, that's
the same
the thing
thing.
is that nobody does. They didn't, and now it's now we're getting everything's just going to be
just blur the lines on
HBO and HBO original that you'll be able to watch on HBO and Max.
Well, now you can
Peacemaker
bundle it
won't
with
be.
Disney Plus, you know. So there you go.
Yeah.
Prestige television is not gone, says Anthony Cheeseman.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got some shows, you know.
I mean, if you're considering like a comic book show, Prestige Television. Kidding.
I like Industry. Industry.
I'm down. Don't
is
throw
about
anything
to
at me,
be on
nerds.
its 3rd or 4th. I know it's. I think it's been greenlit all the way through season 5. The White Lotus is season 3 is about to drop. Yeah, it's.
White Lotus, and they had what was it, The Outsider or whatever, that was based on a Stephen King thing. That was a very, very good series. They did 1 season of it, and there definitely should have been a 2nd season, and they just let it die on the vine.
Yep, they did.
A lot of one-name titles that start with an S.
Mayor of Easttown was fantastic with Kate Winslet.
This Mark Ruffalo has a semi-sequel series coming from the same team that's kind of set in that same town universe area.
But they lose all the traction of it. It's like, with Sopranos, it was like, okay, I'm excited about season 2. I'm excited about season 3. There was a constant buzz. They'll put out like 1 season of something that's pretty decent, and then they just were like, oh, okay, that's enough of that.
Did you watch the David Chase Sopranos documentary, Wise Guy? David
Yes,
Chase
I
on
did.
The Sopranos.
Yes, I did. There were some fun insights. I mean, truthfully, a lot of the insight into Gandolfini was the more priceless stuff, and the stuff about how a lot of Lydia's character all kind of came from their own mothers.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't write what you know.
Yeah.
And if anybody's interested in football tonight, Buffalo Bills are winning 37-10 after the 3rd quarter against the Jaguars.
And the Commanders are up and just scored another touchdown, and they are up 37-26 over the Bungles.
I rather not talk about football. Thank you very much.
And Dallas lost again. Yes.
Yeah, we lost the
Ravens.
And I was there.
We were there.
before I left, we got a drink at the bar at the hotel we were staying at, and the game was on, and I'm sitting there watching. I was talking to one of the guys at the bar, and I'm like, he was saying, "How's your day going?" I said, "It sucks now. Look at this shit." He's like, "Oh, I see you're a Cowboys fan." I'm like, "Yeah." I said,
Wow.
"You know what? At least they're cutting my heart out now with a spoon, and not do it at the end of the season." So, all right.
Watching your team get boat showed on TV.
Hey, they made it a game. They lost. It came close to the end, but still, you lose. You should not be losing to these freaking teams. And
here's a I meant to show this earlier. Here is all of us at Baltimore Comic-Con.
How many of us will have COVID?
Exactly.
I'm standing between. Look where I'm standing between the two people with COVID. Bastards.
Hey,
I don't have COVID.
that's who I sat next to at dinner. Pete and Dom.
Yeah, I don't know how I
test again
got
tomorrow,
back from my
I
trip.
am officially the tallest one on Renovision.
I didn't
Thank
know
you very
Christopher
much.
has legs. I thought
That's how you. That's
I don't
how.
know if he has legs.
So everybody's a head shorter than you, so you were breathing. They were breathing your air. They weren't breathing yours. So.
Pete's air was hitting my shoulder. And Dom is wearing heels, so he's really 5'9".
No, I'm not 5 now. What are you talking about?
All right. Next up, Tamara Smart has been cast as Thalia Grace, daughter of Zeus, in Percy Jackson season 2. Let's go. I loved her in Resident Evil on Netflix. It's not her fault, but she did a great job on the show.
So what do they do about Zeus?
I don't know. Are they gonna? They have to recast him.
Yeah,
Because
Not necessarily.
the fight with the gods, he has to appear. The war with the Titans, if they get that far. Oh, oops! Spoiler.
Well, they never in the books. They never discuss who her mom is, so they don't necessarily need to recast Zeus.
Can't see Bruce from the way I do have legs. BC before COVID. That was before COVID.
Yeah.
I know that who's the team that was the devs behind the Horizon games? They've already been given permission from his family and estate, Lance Reddick's family and estate, to use his motion capture performance.
Guerrilla Games.
Yeah, Guerrilla Games. They've already been given the green light to use his image and voice for AI extrapolation for future Horizon games.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like we won't see him again.
If you ever play Horizon, you're missing out. Horizon is an amazing franchise.
Recast Zeus as Jeff Goldblum. He did a very good job as Zeus.
In Chaos?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's this? I see Marco had a peach floral blouse. So did he?
Blouse.
Oh, he did.
A blouse. Was he wearing slacks with his blouse?
No,
trousers. He was wearing trousers.
Was he wearing culottes?
Friggin' Sticks had capris on. We're a little too short.
Capris.
I'm about to make that to an album cover.
I think it's the way when Sticks usually has his camera set up. It makes him look like a giant. He shoots himself Orson Welles style from the bottom up, so he looks super.
I will say this: he's tall. He's taller than Pete. For
what it's worth, I'd be like, I'm way shorter than all of you guys. I would stick up
Not
with
Pete.
in that group.
Not Pete.
Pete is
I'm 5'4".
You're the same size as Pete.
That's yeah. You're about as tall as Pete.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to push next year that we don't eat at that restaurant.
Oh no, I'm not eating at Morton's again. That was that was so disappointing. I mean, Morton's is normally a decent quality steakhouse. He normally will cook you a decent steak. Not that Morton's.
No, and my feeling my filet mignon was under it had no seasoning at all. I was just like,
Oh, I don't care about seasoning. I just want it cooked right. I asked for medium rare. I asked for medium rare. I got it medium, almost medium well. It was a Wagyu filet.
I asked mine medium well. It came medium rare, so I kind of got somebody else, but it was good though.
STKs. If you have any STKs near you, that's where you got to go. That's the new spot where you're gonna.
I mean, if I wanted medium well, I would have ordered chicken.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I should have got the pork. I got the pork chops last year, and they were good. How you can be a steakhouse and mess up the temperature of people's orders like that? It's insane. They messed up Marco's order last year. I don't know why he keeps going there.
Well, we couldn't take you to Phillips because we would have needed an EpiPen.
God damn you!
You got a shellfish allergy?
Yeah, I have a shellfish allergy.
If I had a friend who developed one in his late 30s, and if that ever happened to me, I would probably have to.
Yeah, no.
I would have to
allergy.
Keep a bandolier of EpiPens when I go to Red Lobster. I don't care.
I'm married to a woman from Southern Maryland. If I was allergic to shellfish, I don't think I would have been able to get married.
Yeah.
Joe's beard is taller than Pete.
What would you name this album?
I got my On the Road Again,
Man,
Highwayman.
I would say
30 seconds to COVID.
30 seconds to COVID.
Yes, 30 seconds to COVID.
There we go. 30 seconds to COVID.
There you go. What say, Bruce?
The name of the group is 30 Seconds to COVID, and the song is called At the End of the Day.
The Spread.
I'm about to make that an AI now. AI song.
There you go. Make an AI song.
Yeah, but I didn't develop a shellfish allergy till I was like 19. I was eating shrimp, and it was just I just started face blowing up, neck. It was just insane. Like, no.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
If I could just toxic overload.
Yeah, if I could just eat exclusively things.
It's funny. We used to play dominoes at work all the time.
Ooh,
and one of the guys was eating shrimp for lunch.
I'm going to the Chinese.
Never eat shrimp Never eat shrimp or fish in a locker room with a whole bunch of people it's ridiculous that the way the locker room smells. So we playing dominoes, and then I just started allergic reaction. He didn't wash his hands after eating the shrimp. Oil was on the dominoes. The shrimp. Idiot. Vinny, how tall are you? I thought you were 6'3". 6'3"?
No, freaking
guy. Shorter than me.
5'11". 5'11".
Vinny the Rod.
Vinny the Rod is 5'10". You're like 2 inches shorter than me. Come on.
Hey, 5'11", and the other. I was supposed to be 6 foot.
You know, when you gave me your Italian kiss, your nose was like under my lips. All right, so.
Oh no.
Yo, listen, they put the 2 inches someplace else. Which is
God. Moving on. Here we go. Kyle Chandler is Hal Jordan in Lanterns.
Oh, we're just now getting into this? Holy shit.
I forgot about it.
I was just watching Wolf of Wall Street yesterday.
I mean, you got me to watch like Agatha, and I forgot what the episode was about already. Like, oh, damn.
We'll get there. I think it's a fine choice. He's only I believe he's only, if the reports are right, he's only contracted for the TV show, not the movie. So this is I think it's going to be a passing of a baton of Hal Jordan to Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart and Kyle Rayner will be the
59,
the Green Lanterns of the DCU.
That's a bit of an overshoot for what the call sheet had. Call sheet had 43 to 49. Someone in their mid to late 40s.
That works.
I think he's
I'm fine with
it.
He's
perfect, and he's easy on the budget.
Easy on the budget. Let's go.
I like him as an actor.
His contract doesn't involve any movie components. You know,
that seems odd.
Describing it.
Seems odd to me.
right?
Yeah.
Especially after they were going so hard into, oh, we want the same across the board, the same actor for TV, the same actor for movies, the same actor for animated. So because we don't want to confuse the fans.
I mean, it also might lead to some spoilers, maybe.
I mean, how many lanterns do you need? I mean, if you're going to
You
have
don't
the
need
TV
Hal.
show, you're going to have the TV show, and then you're going to have a long pause before you have any type of solo lantern project.
Well, there is a Green Lantern
You
in
gotta consider,
Superman, but I think there
are
is some question as to the origin of that, the source of that ring's power.
But these are the same fans, though, that sat through the Arrowverse and saw Brandon Routh as both Superman and the Atom, and we were okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't think their intention is to have any other actors play Hal Jordan. I think the intention is just they're going to introduce an army of lanterns, and you're going to see various ones. And Jon Stewart is likely to become the main one for the DCU, and that's probably who they'll use in future films.
How long was Hal Jordan dead in the
fine
comic books? Like, what, 20 years almost? He was dead in the comics for 20 years?
What? No, because he came back as the Spectre. Just when did Emerald Twilight?
Emerald Twilight. What?
94 was 0 hour. So
he died in 95.
Yeah, 93, 94 was when he died and became Parallax, and then he came back in 96 or 97 as the Spectre, and then he was the Spectre for a while. And when was it 2000? And when did Jones and EBS?
He did Rebirth.
Yeah,
Green Lantern Rebirth. That's a while. Like what? 10 years? 15 years? Yeah, about 10 years. A little over a decade. He was dead. Well, not Green Lantern.
Yeah, it was 2004. Was
Yeah, they got plenty of lanterns to play with if they want to. I don't think anyone's going to lose sleep if Hal doesn't necessarily show up again right away or at all.
Geyser retires at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I see.
And he's a reasonable enough actor that if they really wanted to pull him in for a movie, to pull him in, I don't think he's the type of guy that's going to play hardball with being in a movie.
They can always renegotiate. All right, moving on. Vince McMahon has put out an official statement before the upcoming Netflix docuseries. I don't regret participating in Netflix documentary. The producers had the opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy and life lessons. Unfortunately, based on an early partial cut I've seen, this doc falls short and takes the predictable path of conflating Mr. McMahon, the character, with my true self. Really? Vince, the title and promos alone make that evident. A lot has been misrepresented and left out entirely in effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. The producers used typical editing tricks with out of context footage, dated sound bites, etc., to distort the viewer's perception and support a deceptive narrative. In an attempt to further the misleading account, the producers used a lawsuit based on an affair I ended as evidence that I am, in fact, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewer will keep an open mind and remember that there are two sides to every story. Little damage control.
All we had to do was put out a one sentence statement. I'm not as bad as Diddy, and just leave it at that.
Yeah, right.
After you see the substance, you'll agree that there's no one better currently alive to play Vincent K. McMahon in a movie than Dennis Quaid.
I'm very excited. I do want to see the substance really bad.
Buckle up.
No, because we're just talking about wrestling for a second. Jay
Yeah,
Uso
take
just
your
won the
wife. Take your
Intercontinental
wife and
Championship.
daughters. If you have daughters,
Yeah.
take your wife and daughters.
Jay just won the Intercontinental Championship, so he beat Ron Breaker.
Nice.
He's a champion.
I've seen very disturbing things in the theater before, so I won't be shocked in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no, it just like yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean,
This statement. He didn't need to put this statement out.
I mean, we've all
I'm
seen the
shocked. He's
sweeping
actually
things from
like
Vince.
he's doubling
Vince
down on
McMahon.
his like what's the like his unaccountability, his willful lack of accountability.
Yes, he's making it seem like he's.
Yeah, so what? I did it. Who cares? What are you gonna
The
do?
whole fact
It was
is
a
they make
character.
sound like
Yeah.
he's a better dude than what he is. This was the documentary's showing. He's going to talk about. You know, all the stuff that he did. They're going to shine a light to make him look a little bit better than what he's actually going through. Which
I wish some people would just realize you don't need to put PR out for everything. Sometimes you just ignore it and don't put out any PR. And just let it hit the way it's going to hit. Let the cycle pass and move on.
A megalomaniacal narcissist like Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he's got one.
all you
This
have to
thing
do-
drops tomorrow night, right? Late
Just
tomorrow night.
Look at the Bob Costas interview, and you will never have to. No, that's all you have to say. The Bob Costas interview over the XFL. That's it. Enough said. He does not like anything that's not curated by him, at least one way, shape, or form. I mean, look at all the WWE documentaries. Like, come on now, dude.
I just hope that poor
everything
woman
is
didn't sneeze.
everything is
His
curated.
poop on her head.
Oh, that's disgusting.
He does. He can't have anybody. His biggest thing is if you sneeze around him, he has to, like, you have to leave the room or whatever. You can't be around him if you sneeze. And then
Wow.
these stories come out about him being a Scatman Crothers.
Yeah.
They just don't jive.
I agree with King. Kayfabe in real life doesn't seem to blur with him. I don't think he can tell the difference anymore.
I mean, when you've lived it your whole life,
But
it's not surprising.
his whole, like,
Mhm.
very literally his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, he was raised in it.
Wow. So,
Has
all
Shane
right,
in
moving
AEW
on.
yet? Has Shane joined AEW yet?
Shane.
not yet.
Not
I
yet.
think that's
he won't.
coming soon. That's going to come soon.
Jeez.
All right. A new Batman game is reportedly in the works at Rocksteady. PlayStation are also trying to get exclusivity for the game.
Can there be a different DC character other than Batman?
No. Batman's the
Look.
only one that actually can hold a game and
Look,
be
I love the Arkham games and all, but there's other DC characters out there other than Batman. So I'm just
They
saying.
tried to.
But Batman has the best rogues gallery.
They can carry
True.
an entire game with with his own ready-made and firing.
Well, look, what the thing is that I don't know.
Superman games have never worked.
I mean, they can't.
No.
I mean,
It's
it
hard.
wouldn't
hard
hurt.
to just win a game.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. I mean, come on.
Okay, I'll bite. Who would you want to see a game of?
Let's see.
Justice League Dark. A Justice League Dark game would be so much fun.
Going with just a simple individual superhero.
Let's see. I'm trying to really Green Lantern. Okay, that could work. Green
Lantern's game
Lantern.
would be fun.
That'd be cool.
They have, remember that the movie tie-in game that for the I think it was a 360 exclusive. There was
I
a
remember.
Green
Oh yeah, I
Lantern movie
remember
tie-in.
that game. It was something like that. Constantine would be kind of cool. Blue Beetle, maybe.
It was a
I don't know.
Constantine game.
Booster
wasn't it?
Gold.
Booster Gold.
I'm
there
not
you
one.
go.
I wouldn't play a Booster Gold game.
What about Nightwing? then?
Nightwing had his own game. Kind of, sort of. Hey, Chris,
Or-
I'm gonna Okay.
Or you know
Gotham
what? You
Knights.
know what? Maybe
Gee.
We might as well just have a Robins game and have all the Robins in it.
or do an
They did
actual
that.
red. No,
That
actually
was
do a
Arkham
Red Hood
Asylum.
spinoff, like an actual Red Hood spinoff, not just a DLC from Arkham Knight, but actually play with as Red Hood, an actual Red Hood game.
How about Ed Norton as the Archer from 1966, one of Batman's bad guys?
What the hell are you talking about over there?
Art Carney was the Archer.
Mark Carney. I was like, Norton, you know that I know that you know that I know.
This is all right. All right.
I mean, I'll play it. I mean, if it comes out. Oh.
Kids, do not listen to Dom. Dom doesn't read comics. He doesn't know characters. Never take
characters.
From
I just named a character from 1966.
Which character was he? Who did Art Carney play in Batman 66?
He played the Archer.
A Deathstroke game.
Yeah,
that could work. A Deathstroke game could work.
Yeah.
Can we get a Condiment King game?
Yeah. I don't think there's any single characters outside of Batman that would play very well as a game.
Like maybe Green Arrow.
I mean, right? we're getting the Wonder Woman game.
Green Arrow game is going to be a flipping Batman game because the Green Arrow TV show was a Batman TV show.
Exactly. Yep.
I mean,
it's
like hard to think of.
I meant that
one.
Green Arrow gave me one of my favorite actors as Bronze Tiger. That they will forever hold a special place in my heart.
Mr. Terrific does not need a game.
I would love to see a Teen Titans game. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's overdue,
they had a Teen Titans game.
They have
a Teen Titans Go game on Xbox.
No, I think actual Teen Titans, not Teen Titans.
Rocksteady Teen Titans Go. That's some tie-in crap.
But
I'm just saying. I mean, I'll play it. I mean, if it's true or not. But I'm just saying, there's other characters out there that deserves its own game. I mean, I want to play that Wonder Woman game that Monolith is working on.
What's his name? What's the guy's name? The Superman villain.
It's it's hard for a lot of DC characters because a lot of them it'll become repetitive with
they don't get
over and over.
The problem is that DC they don't have enough characters to shine enough like Marvel does. Marvel has a lot of characters that shine. DC kind of doesn't. I mean, in a way. I mean, I guess.
No, you got the Trinity, and then everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, Blue Beetle has some popularity, but that's kind of
not true on the Marvel end either. Okay, and you guys are also forgetting about DC Universe Online.
Okay. That game's been going forever.
Yeah, the game's amazing, and it doesn't matter. You could be a Superman character, you could be a Batman character, you could be a Flash character, you could be all kinds of stuff in that game. So
that's what I think works. DC has good team ups and ensemble cast, and that's what makes it. You take Teen Titans; they all have fun power sets that keep things interesting. But
and the Avengers game they made was horrible.
Well, and I was gonna say Marvel. Okay, the
Avengers are horrible. The Avengers are shit characters that nobody ever really liked.
I know. Once again,
Marvel just didn't have the license to their prestige characters, so they went with the Avengers and that lineup.
It doesn't matter. There's only one good Marvel game, anyways. It's Spider-Man.
Yep,
that's it. Okay, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance was fun, but that game was like 15, 20 years old. There hasn't been a decent Marvel game in years, aside from Spider-Man, because Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of the Avengers, that game was terrible.
The only problem with that Guardians game is that I hate the fact that you only play as Star-Lord, not the other characters. I just don't understand that choice.
Yeah, that's a pretty poor choice.
But what you see what I'm saying though? Like DC, at least, okay, yeah, they have the Batman games, but they have the Batman games. They're on point. Like even the Injustice games are badass. Like, nah, dude. What does Marvel have? They've got nothing. They got Spider-Man, and that's because of Sony, and it's only allowed on Sony. So, F Spider-Man.
Well, because Sony owns the rights.
I know.
I kind of want a Marvel Injustice.
Yeah,
game,
they own the
man.
rights to Spider-Man, but not the games.
Yes, they do. That's
No,
why it's only on
game and animated
PlayStation.
series. They could that Disney could put animated series. No,
Disney's not going to put out a Spider-Man game on any other system. That's not how that works now.
No,
they can't.
No, Sony has that one on lockdown, man.
No, Sony has the rights to the movie character.
No, they have
TV Spider-Man. TV for Spider-Man is Disney.
Yeah, you know who produces and makes the games, right?
PlayStation makes that game. Sony does.
Like they have the upcoming Wolverine game. They have exclusive rights to the next Wolverine game. I don't know how they did it, but they have it.
And I'm just saying they got the rights because Disney gave them the rights to do it.
Bastards.
Disney has all the
probably
characters.
The same game engine.
Well, you gotta realize Sony's gaming division is insane.
Those are old, those are old. God damn it, Kings! Look, all those games, Marvel vs. Capcom. How old is that? 20 years old.
They just re-released it, I guess.
Oh, okay. And is it new?
The cheating is new. There's a lot of cheating going on in that game.
That is the point that I am trying to make. In the last 5 years, who's made better games? DC.
No, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is better than the last couple of DC Center games.
I believe that Square Enix, their license is from Marvel to develop games exclusively for the PlayStation.
Damn you, Square Enix. There had to be something.
I believe that's how that arrangement works.
Squeenix suck.
It's merely a licensing arrangement.
I understand that. I understand. I don't hate Xbox whatsoever or Microsoft. I have a gaming computer. I play Windows. I mean, I play Windows games I play games on Windows all the time with Steam Yard. Having a Steam Yard. I've been streaming way too long.
You're tired, bro.
I think my thing is with Microsoft, I think they screwed up with the Game Pass. Because now that you got players used to getting games on day and day release, then people are just going to wait for it to come to Game Pass. They're not even going to go out and buy it. So that's why I believe sales have suffered a lot when it comes to Xbox games.
Because you got to remember that Spider-Man's and other Marvel-based games like Lego and Avengers. So it's all the gaming rights are all go-betweens, kind of.
Yep. So but you could wait 4 or 5 years and you'll get Spider-Man 2 on PC if you want to play it, or Wolverine, or this Batman game that will probably be.
Yeah, isn't Spider-Man on PC already? The first one.
Yeah, the first one is.
Yeah.
And it was bad. I don't know who's doing the ports for PC games, but they really need to learn how to port a console game to PC. They've been having a lot of issues with that. So next up, Zach Krieger, Barbarian fame, has reportedly passed on directing Clue. Yes, they're doing another Clue. They're doing Clue. And is now in talks to direct a new Resident Evil film for
Can't top
Sony.
perfection.
I love that first movie. So many different endings.
Was it 5 or 6? Reboots of bullshit, man. Stop the crap. Make something original and different, man. Stop the crap.
Mr. 4090. And let me just say, people that have 4090s, there's no way in hell they're playing games that fully utilize that card. They're playing freaking Minecraft and League of Legends, and they're playing what's the other game that Sticks plays?
Hey, nothing wrong with Roblox. Don't shame people.
This dude literally could have made any movie he wants. Any horror franchise, literally that Yeah, and he does. I don't know what any of these young guys are thinking anymore.
You know,
I don't get it, but
Hey, they'll get it right.
Resident Evil does need a live action reboot.
Does it?
Another one?
Does it really?
How many? Like how
Another
many?
one?
Like how many?
Until they get it right.
They just make. No, they just need to make good video games and.
What, 20th time's a charm?
How about we
Yeah,
just
let
make
this
a,
guy make a new Friday the 13th or a new Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that.
make a zombie movie and don't call it Resident Evil? Because that's pretty much what they are, right? I mean, they're in name only. Yeah.
No, New Line gave him the pick of their litter. What do you want? Do you want Evil Dead? Oh, here we've still got some Texas Chainsaw rights. Would you like that? Oh, we've got Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th too. Would you like those? No, I'm going to go to Sony and do Resident Evil.
If anything needs a redemption, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because that last movie was an abomination.
I don't remember if I saw it.
You mean the one that was after the one with
seeing
Jessica
it.
Biel?
Is that the one in the town with the tourist? Or whatever?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, that was bad. That
was
bad.
so awful.
Ooh, that was so bad. I don't. What? If he, I don't know. He's a talented director, and hopefully, we get Leon as the main character because I love Leon in the Resident Evil games. I don't need
a prequel to Barbarian would be the first thing he was doing, but whatever.
And out of anything written in this whole article, I'm still the most pissed off about they're trying to make another Clue movie.
You know who killed Colonel Mustard in the freaking goddamn library already? We know that.
Another Clue movie. You got Ryan Johnson making a shit ton of Glass Onion movies.
Just put them both together.
Tim Curry was a genius in those damn movies. That's it, man. Stop it. Stop the reboots. That's it.
Nah, put them both together. The whole concept is figuring out which one of the Clue members is the one who started the zombie virus.
Your brother.
It's just all IP bullshit. That's all anything is going to be. God forbid somebody does anything remotely original. I'm not saying that a movie like The Creator is wholly original, because it's not. But man, it really didn't look and play like anything else did last year.
I love The Creator. I thought it was a fantastic, fun movie that they made on a budget. What was it? What the budget was? What, $85 million for that?
Yeah, something like that. But it looked like $200 million, dude.
And it was a beautiful movie. If anything, that should show people that, guess what? You don't need a $300 million budget and 40,000 different locations and all this other stuff to make a half-assed movie.
And guess what he goes and does next? That what you just described.
Yep.
All right. I will say this. 3 days ago, Jeff Snyder, famous scooper, his scoop was Zach Krieger will be the director of Clue. So he's wrong.
But Sony, he was only getting $1.5 million for Clue, and he's getting $4 million for Resident Evil. So that enough said.
True.
What are you going to do, Brucifer? You were going to direct Clue.
I'm going to make Clue. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I want to make Resident.
You think they're going to sell? You think here's what I would do. I'm this guy. I'm going to say, okay, but I want a Nicholson deal. I want a percentage of all of every board game, every version. I want 1%, 1/10 of 1% of every Clue thing ever sold, right? From now until I die in perpetuity, right?
Yeah.
And they go, okay. And then he's like, all right, I'll take the 1.5 million, and then the billions that I'm going to get from Clue stuff, Clue card games, Clue video games, Clue board games. And who knows, when this dude's 80 years old, he could get, there'll be a Clue cartoon or Clue AI. Oh, you killed Colonel
this
Mustard.
Clue remake also includes a Clue television series.
Yeah,
The only Snyder I trust was the Super on One Day at a Time.
That's it.
That's Schneider.
Schneider.
Dwayne Schneider.
Yeah.
So, all right, before we move on, just want to remind you, remember Metal Gear Solid 2 and 10 years later Metal Gear Solid 5. Look at the improvements of the graphics. I saw this. I thought this was like so cool. We were so impressed.
David Hayter is
going
to be doing some shows locally here, showing up at some shops, doing some signings and stuff.
Renovation includes Colonel Don Mustard in the library with Funko Pop.
Heat with COVID in the kitchen.
Hey, some of those
Freddie Prinze Jr.
solid plastic, man. You can kill somebody with one.
Freddie Prinze Jr. will officially star in the new I Don't Know What You Did Last Summer movie in theaters on July 18th, 2025. Let's go, Freddie Prinze.
And see, again, we know what they did last summer, and we know what they did the summer after that. Why do we have to know what they did last summer again? Come on.
Because this is 30 years later, Dom. We don't know what they did last summer because last summer was 29 years later.
Oh, you're right. Exactly.
No,
I bet you they had a nice beach vacation. They rented a nice condo. Sip some drinks on poolside.
Did last summer.
They should just call it I Know What You Did That Summer.
Maybe had ribs at Tony Roma's. I don't know.
It's a bunch of senior citizens sitting around a fireplace saying, I remember that summer.
It's going to be titled I No Longer Care What You Did Last Summer.
It's amazing. Him and Sarah Michelle are still married after all this time.
Yep.
Yeah, they're still married. See, love does work in Hollywood.
Hey, go figure.
Don't jinx it.
No, to be fair, though, they kind of got out of Hollywood for a really long time.
Yeah, they did for a long time.
Listen,
they were living off that Buffy money for years.
Buffy money, and also when you played Kendall in freaking All My Children.
She didn't get any. They don't rerun. They don't.
She was fantastic in the teen dramedy Swan's Crossing.
Swan's Crossing. I was gonna wait for
soap operas don't get syndication.
Hey, but you know what? But that was who she played. She was
Ryan Reynolds.
I know,
Erica Kane got raped, and she was the child, the rape child of Erica Kane. There you go.
Yes, that she gave up.
Yeah,
for adoption. I know the story well.
You know, All My Children's coming back.
I mean, what?
I mean,
tell me more. Tell me more.
There's going to be I forget which channel, but there's going to be a series of All My Children movies, and I believe the first one is a Christmas movie. Don't ask me why or how I know this. I couldn't even tell you, but I know that this is happening, and this is the first in a series of possibility of All My Children coming back to television full time.
I don't know. Passions will go down in my book as still the best soap of all time.
Hey,
most of the
General Hospital will always be mine.
Oh my God, my mom,
Luke and Laura, dude. Ice Princess.
Oh yeah, the Cassadines.
Yep.
The Ice Princess.
I'm sorry, I am recently a convert to Young and the Restless. That is one of the best soaps on TV.
And Days.
I grew up with Young and Restless. Migrated to Days of Our Lives, and then found the joy that is Passions.
So
my mom.
I'm the only one on the panel that doesn't watch soap operas.
No, I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm
like,
what the hell?
My mom watches Passions, dude.
Listen, all the years my mom watched soap operas, she used to tape them and watch them like after. She used to tape them every day, and at the end of the week, she used to sit down and watch them all. All My Children was her favorite soap opera.
Wow, I hated soap operas.
Peter Bergman.
I started watching soap operas because of Dr. Marlena Evans getting possessed by a demon. And I saw
both of my grandmas watched them. My grandma had her stories, and then my other grandma had her stories. You know,
I used to work 4 a.m. till noon, and I would get home and I couldn't sleep. So I would lay in bed and I would the TV would be on, and that's what was on. that time of day, so I just watch it until I would fall asleep.
Yeah.
I will say my
with
favorite
the court shows. Oh yeah,
favorite
dude.
soap
Joe
opera
Brown,
of all time will
get outta
always
here.
be Dark Shadows.
There's a certain charm to daytime television, guys. I'm telling you, all the
Yeah,
school
yeah.
ads. It's like, hey there, loser, come to our school. Yeah, I did. It sucked. I wasted.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You know, right now in the world of like of rights of who want like of what some of the hottest. There's a streaming gold mine in old soaps, right?
Yeah.
And nobody has capitalized on it yet.
Nope.
However, if you look at the sheets, the numbers are astronomical what they want for these shows. Because you're talking about shows that were on TV for 50, 60 years.
5 days a week. Or 4 to 5 days a week.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's not like a 26 issue episode, season. It's
and there's
oh no, it's every day.
yeah, there's a huge demand for it, and right now there's really no outlet.
Well,
All
you
right,
still get
there's
stuff
a-
like Coronation Street. My
CBS is
ex's mom used to
developing.
watch that.
CBS is developing a new soap opera. The last new soap opera that was created for daytime television was Passion.
Because they still have that audience that the price is
go.
right. They
It's
have a
called-
tremendously huge audience.
It's going to be called Beyond the Gates. It's going to be the second African American led soap opera after Generations from 1981 to 80 or 79.
But doesn't
Sorry,
BET
me
have a
three
bunch of
lovely
soap opera
ladies.
type stuff though?
Who?
BET.
Yeah,
That doesn't
but I don't.
count. That's-
Oh, but
Well,
it does.
that's
It
all
does
Tyler-
count
all
because
Tyler-
that's where
that's
that
all
audience.
Tyler
That's where.
Tyler Perry's bad writing. I said it. Tyler Perry's shows are all the same, all
Doesn't
bad
soap
writing,
operas have
Hey,
bad writing?
acted
Bruce,
so
sir.
badly.
Hey, Bruce, remember this
Yes.
thing back in
I
the
think
day?
they're talking about broadcast network produced shows
broadcast.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember this?
Generations was the first and last one in 1981 to 82 or something like that.
Remember this? I fell off the edge of night. They rushed me to General Hospital. I had
Oh,
one life to
geez.
live, one chance to see all my children.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yes.
What about Ryan's Hope? Ryan's
Ryan's
Hope's
Hope.
not in there.
You're right, so I forgot. You're right, so you rushed me to yeah.
But
My-
enough
my
soap
mom had
opera talk.
My mom had a picture of Peter Bergman autographed because I was a favorite character from all my children.
I will say this: I did meet the actor that played Jr. What's his freaking name? From All My Children.
JR.
Jr. Chandler.
Remember Jeremy
came-
Hunter?
He came
The
to
Twin?
my job for jury duty.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna. I don't know. Can we? What's the next topic?
Shot Jr.
Yeah, everybody had an evil twin.
All right, here we go.
You notice that?
Two shows that
Oh, thank
had
God.
their debuts last week.
I didn't think we were gonna
Agatha
get
all
this far.
along.
Speaking of
and
soap
The
operas.
Penguin. I love both of these shows for different reasons. Everyone knows I love witches, I love magic, and I love the occult. And Penguin was just dark and gritty and so. There was moments I cringed. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, like I said, I watched half of it. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing.
I'm not going to
What I
spoil it
watched?
for you, Dom.
It was good, man. It was good.
That Penguin was fantastic. I
yeah,
watched
that
both
was
episodes of Agatha as well.
I didn't watch it yet. Maybe tomorrow, since I'm off of work.
Did
let's see
you
what
watch
happens.
them, Mama Bear?
Yeah.
Oh, Agatha is right up my alley. Penguin, you
I
couldn't
figured
pay
it
me to
was.
watch it. It's Colin Farrell. I just can't stand the actor.
What is your beef with Colin Farrell? I have no
You
idea.
seen the movie The Lobster? That will
It
make you
does-
love Colin Farrell.
No,
wanna
there's
watch
just
it.
something about him. It gets
forget
under
in
my
that movie.
skin. It's like Bruce
Yeah.
with Mark Wahlberg. You know.
Yes, I can't. I every time I see his face, I just want to punch him.
I know, but if you look at the character,
'Cause you're
it's
not feeling the
totally different. His
vibration.
face is you don't even recognize him. He looks, they did a
But
good job.
you know, it's still him under there.
It's still him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I enjoy both shows. Both actors got naked in both shows. Allegedly, well, he had a suit on, but I thought it was fun. Agatha, I'll start with Agatha. Agatha was fun. I'm a huge Patti LuPone fan, so whatever. I don't care about you
gonna
guys.
say
You
there's
big Wizard of Oz fan as well, I'm guessing.
Ready for that Life Goes On reboot.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Life Goes On. What are you talking? That was such a good show.
That's not a joke.
What was his name? Cody? The one that
Corky.
Corky.
Corky and Becca. There was Corky and Becca, and then she had like the My So-Called Life thing going on with the hot dude, and then Corky had his thing going on, and then the mom and dad had their thing going on. That was a good show, man.
And
I
am
like when he
not a
burned down the
big
kitchen.
Wizard. I'm not a
I
big
had a
Wizard of
crush on
Oz
Kelly
fan.
Clarkson.
Not a big Wizard of Oz fan, but I did love James Franco in what was that movie he did?
Oz, all power, great and powerful, or whatever.
I love that movie.
That was a really fantastic movie.
It was.
Because Agatha
And I
feels
can't
like
wait-
it's just the Wizard of Oz.
Well, you know what's funny? What's the face? Audrey.
That song is
what's
in the
her name?
top songs downloaded on Spotify. The Wood Down the Witch's Road or whatever.
Nice.
So people are liking the show. I'm liking the show.
Haven't the Chuds got their whatever their little case?
Oh,
Which is
I've
No,
already
they
seen-
haven't.
I've already
They haven't
seen
touched
comments.
it. Actually, they
Over the
haven't really
show?
touched this. Mm-mm. Well, it's
First
hard
off,
to
can
do
we-
that when the character is gay in the comic book. Also, if it's the same character, if it's
Oh, I thought maybe somebody was getting into it with the occult stuff like they did with the Acolyte.
Oh no.
No, the standard complaints at this point is, other than yes, the woke points from the gay character, and of course having a mostly female cast. But
And then
That's a witches show. It should be
yeah, it's a
mostly
it's a
female
witches show.
cast.
What's her
But
name?
they had I saw the same complaints over the final battle in WandaVision being between Wanda and Agatha, and not a man jumping in to save the day. But I've also seen people complain about the lack of eye candy for this cast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Aubrey Plaza's in it. That's fine. That's enough.
It's a gay extravaganza, so that's why a lot of people.
It's fine. I mean, like I said, it's content. I understand not everything is going to be 100%. I want this. I mean, the things are allowed to target different audiences, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. It's not a horrible show.
But then again,
This is for
anything
people
Disney
that
puts
like
out
magic.
is people complaining about anything. So everything, everyone. So it is. You can never
At this
win, no matter
point,
how good the shows are.
At this point, Dom, if you like something, enjoy it.
Exactly.
And don't search out content to contradict what you like about shows.
You know what,
and
man?
movies.
Listen. You know,
Those people
just
commenting
say
on the
it.
streams I was on.
I'm just, the whole thing that's, look, I like shows, and I'll tell you if I like the show. And I also say that if a show, I like it, it doesn't necessarily mean I want a second season. I liked it. If there's no second season, I'm not going to give it to it.
It's about a D level Marvel character.
Yes.
So they could do whatever they want with it. It's not like you're breaking some, canon rule or something like that. You're not
the MCU.
screwing with
There's
Captain
no
America or who cares? It's Agatha Harkness, for God's sakes. Who gives a shit? Let them do their story and have at it.
There's something big coming, so the fans are going to be excited about. So I don't know if it's going to be Mephisto, maybe Blackheart.
Well, I mean, you saw the M over the kid's mouth. I mean,
so
and I like Joe Locke as an actor. I've seen him in Heartstopper. This is only his second acting gig. He beat out 10 to 15,000 other candidates for that role in Heartstopper. So he has natural talent as an actor. So if you haven't seen Heartstoppers, coming of age story, it's really good.
Also, Bruce, I gotta go. So,
all right, thank you.
Later, Pluto.
But I want to
Thank
say,
you, buddy.
I want to say this right now before I go. Penguin is a good show. First episode, great. I have yet to see Agatha, but I do want to watch it one day. So I heard it. Yeah, I heard that's good. So, but yeah, you have a good night, and
Good
yeah,
night, man.
Good night.
yeah.
Adios,
You guys
good
take it
night.
easy.
We go.
Aubrey is eye candy. Terry Floyd, dead eye candy.
That's
what?
my kind of eye candy. I'm sorry. She was the best part of Parks and Rec, next to Ron Swanson.
Hey, Bruce, what's the Fantastic Four issue that has the Covenant of Witches that is shooting up in value now?
Which one?
There's a Fantastic Four that has those witches, like the different versions of course, because they're not exactly what the comic book were, but there's a Fantastic Four issue.
I have no idea. I'm not a Fantastic Four guy, and I haven't looked at any sales for this week. I'm still recovering from Baltimore.
Okay.
It's in the earlier run, but I don't see this show really bumping a bunch of spec unless you get Mephisto, and then
If Mephisto jumps in, listen, I can tell you this: if Mephisto shows up in this, and you might not see his form as the devil form, and, it's supposed to be freaking what's his face,
Sacha Baron Cohen.
yes, Sacha Baron Cohen. If he shows up in this, then it's all bets are off. That it's pretty cool, but you want to see it in his devil.
I'm sorry if I find it absolutely hilarious that he's playing a comic book devil. Just because I can just hear what Borat would say about that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm struggling with at this point. Mephisto.
Well,
you mean you are playing?
Borat,
You mean you're playing
Mankini.
cartoon Jew devil?
Well, that's the only concern I have is that they kind of screw up Mephisto because this is more of there's a good comical bent to this show that they kind of screwed the pooch on Mephisto for future things and being a serious character.
Hey, how about Mark Hamill as
Supposed to be in Loki.
I'd be down for that. Though.
These are two different shows for two different audiences, and you don't have to choose either one. You can watch both. You choose not to watch one and watch the other, but don't limit yourself to because of the themes of the shows.
But you know what the funny thing is? Think about this: you have a Coven of Witches, right, acting and their story, right, in the bigger Marvel.
Did you watch Agatha?
What?
Did you watch Agatha yet?
No, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I didn't watch it yet.
Good. You're off tomorrow, so you should watch both.
Yeah, the bigger picture. Think about it. This is happening in the same world as Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, all those great ass friggin' X-Men, everything, all those great ass stories. And you look at Penguin, he's in the same universe as Superman and gods and stuff like that, which is kind of crazy. But they fit in their own little story, which is kind of awesome if you think about it.
If Superman wanted to, he can clean up Gotham easy.
He could,
but Batman doesn't want him to.
Because Batman's an asshole.
Exactly.
Batman's a psycho. That's why.
And Batman has every friggin' thing to take down every hero. Remember that he's the smartest detective, man. That's what makes Batman Batman.
Yes, that's the part I always struggled with. He could take down the Justice League easily, but he hasn't stopped the Joker.
Because that's him.
Joker is the same.
They yin and yang.
Same coin. That's why.
I know they're two sides of the same coin.
I don't know. It's funny. It's like the same thing. Like nobody kills their villains, and they always come back to do something more. If you really think about it, that's another thing too. Look, the Spider-Man, Green Goblin, freaking Joker, Batman. Those characters keep coming back.
That's why.
We can only halfway hear you, Bruce.
When they die, they come back. It doesn't matter. Why waste them by killing them if the next guy that comes on the book's going to bring him back?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have stories of time travel and going back. Characters can come back always too. So
they almost always do. I don't know how many years Colossus stayed dead, and it's like, it's just a matter of time.
Exactly.
Well, Jean Grey was dead for the long. I think she was dead the longest. Oh no,
I'd be dead too if I was married to Scott Summers.
Yeah, I know.
The best summer, brother. Thank you very much.
Got to work in the cycle.
As soon as DC brought Jason Todd back, or at least started to tease that Jason Todd was back with Hush,
yeah, that was crazy.
Then Marvel was like, well,
that.
I guess it's time for Bucky to come back. So
yeah.
Uncle Ben is still
Everybody
the one
comes
character
back.
he came back in the Ultimate line, but it's still.
Captain Marvel stayed dead.
He did.
Oh, the
He
original
died of
Captain
cancer.
Marvel?
Yeah, he died of what? Space cancer? What?
No,
Well, didn't they recently bring him back, Marvel? Didn't they recently bring him back?
Oh, they did, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah,
They
the Captain Marvel
right
book.
after that?
Yeah.
Well, they might have killed him again, but they still brought him back.
Oh,
Well, who was the character that
that.
killed him again? What was the name of the character? With the canister that opened up, that he released the toxin that gave him cancer.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, who was the villain? Was it Nitro? The same character that blew up the school in that caused Civil War? When
wasn't that a Speedball?
Yeah, the Speedball. Yeah, Speedball. He blew up the thing after Speedball attacked him, but wasn't that the same villain?
That's what led to Civil War.
Yeah, it led to Civil War, but wasn't he the same character that killed Captain Marvel?
No, that was Nitro.
Nitro, yeah. That's who Nitro is. Nitro is the one that blew up the school.
No, Nitro's not Speedball.
No, Speedball did not blow up the school. He was the one that made that night. He tried stopping Nitro, and Nitro destroyed the school. It's the same character. Nitro, the same character that killed Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Okay.
But he didn't kill him, but he just the radiation from him.
Yeah, he poisoned him with the cancer. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah, Penance. I know Penance. Speedball, Kingsball. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't the one that released the thing. He was the one that's trying to stop Nitro that made it happen.
What have they done with? I'm surprised they haven't come back with a new Warriors book again. I could try it again.
Are they?
What?
No, I said they should come out, but they came out with a new Warriors miniseries, I believe.
They did. Apparently there was a release of or they've talked about there's a few people that have got their hands on the unreleased release of the new Warriors with Snowflake and Safe Space and all of that. And honestly, I just want them to actually put it out at this point. Let us have fun with this. It's going to be hot garbage fire, but you know what? I have talked about it for so long with on one of the other on the Sunday show. At this point, I want to see it. Just let me bask in the whole trash of it.
It's not going to happen. They're not going to lose money over not waste paper.
How long has it? It's been years now, right?
Yep.
It's been 3 years, I think. Two to 3 years.
Wow, that seems like a decade ago at least.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, I mean that feels more like what DC's does with their young adult line of graphic novels, more so than a comic book.
How long do you think it takes before the absolute books are indistinguishable from the main line, and then they throw it in the trash bin with every other failed attempt at launching New Universe?
I don't know. I don't like New Universe stuff that much. It's especially when you have I don't know. It's DC. You'll have a crisis in no time.
Hey, we don't need an absolute crisis.
They're going to make Batman bisexual.
Well, I mean, it's already they've already said I mean, we already know that both of these universes are aware of each other's existence, and that there's a driving force behind it all, Darkseid, that is going to bring them together in a great conflagration. Right.
And give it about 8 months, and the absolute universe will get the Poochie experience.
Yeah, well, I'm giving it. I'm giving it 13 to be.
I have faith in Snyder. I have faith in Snyder and his seeing the overall big picture for absolute universe.
Hey.
I want to so bad, but I don't know. Some of it's a bit of a bridge too far for me, And
There's so much stuff. Sometimes I just want better instead of more. Is that too much to ask?
I just like, how many times can you go, well, this would be what it was like if Batman was created today. Like, no, it wouldn't, because you're still using 85 years of everything that came before.
Yep.
So you can't, like, okay, so you call it that, whatever. But it's really, I don't know. Having seen what I've seen, I don't like.
Just create new titles. Create new titles, new characters, new series.
That's like freaking TV, like shows and movies. Reboot, and that's all they do.
It's not a reboot; it's reimagining.
Reimagine, but it's a reboot because they're gonna make Batman and Vision now.
But we have plenty of Elseworlds, and Elseworlds is great for reimaginings. And Elseworlds, DC Elseworld stories are always fun. They're always good. You can take something in a short chop, and enjoy an Elseworld story, and move on. And they do it well. So I don't know. It ain't broke.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is when they try to introduce new ideas into these mainline characters, the fans freak out and cry and wah.
They're gonna do that anyway.
I think making it
Because you have 85 years of history of a character. So yeah, people are going to be a little fixed in their ways. There's a long history there.
This is why they're doing it.
For a new take, but like I said, this one's a little bit like, okay, Scott, whatever you say.
I mean, I'll give them a read and I'll give it a chance, but it's not tops on my pile of things I really want to get into. Even though I love Snyder and I love the fact that Snyder's back on a Batman title, I would rather they have just given Snyder the Batman title and let him just work with that title.
Yeah. Didn't he already do this once before with his All-Star Batman book?
Yep.
Didn't he have an All-Star Batman book for a minute? It was called the All-Star Batman.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the title of the book.
I did like All-Star Batman.
Who was the artist on that? Was it just one artist on? Wasn't it like a year-long run or something? I can't remember.
Let's see. All-Star Batman.
Who's
the artist?
Wasn't there the Jim Lee covers?
It was Declan Shalvey.
Yeah.
Oh, Declan Shalvey.
And John Romita.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Romita Jr. did do.
Oh, JR.
I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a JR apologist.
And not if you've read and seen some of the art in his more recent Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, really.
I did enjoy.
I'll stick with Senior.
I did enjoy the All-Star Batman and Robin with Frank Miller writing and.
Oh, you like that book?
Yeah.
It's really a shame that they never got to like finish it. You know.
Yeah.
So. But that's kind of what DC did back then. Right? That book never saw its last, 3 or 4 issues published, right?
No, I think it just stopped. That was Didio's doing.
Yeah, he was the... You know how many times the powers that be at DC and Marvel were like, hey, well, other than Dan Didio, we're like, hey, let's get together. Let's do some stuff. There was nearly a decade of negotiations, and he just would shit all over him every time.
Sorry. I'll take the Dio over CB Cebulski any day. Over
really
Marvel.
Quick, I found this picture. Me and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Nice.
When I was acting.
I can't even see that. It looks like.
Yeah, because it was a flash and the light. It was me and Freddie Prinze Jr. in one of the sets, one of his movies.
Wow, you're really short in that picture.
One of these dudes is gonna sleep with your girlfriend.
One of these guys.
It's like an SNL skit.
Dick in the Box, starring Dom and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Reimagine, reboot, Dick in the Box.
So, all right, let's get out of here. We've been going for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. I will be doing a reaction stream probably with Max tomorrow to the Sony PlayStation announcement state of play tomorrow. It's about a half hour. They're going to show
tomorrow?
Yeah, they have a state of play tomorrow. You want to come on, you can hop on, whoever wants to hop on. And they should be showing 20 plus games. They're going to show, supposedly they're going to show off the PS Pro more, and also I know this week is also the Tokyo Game Show this week, so might be 2 streams for me covering PlayStation content, and maybe I'll even cover some Nintendo content because I don't think Xbox is having a showing this year at Tokyo Game Show.
You have to stay up pretty late for those.
I know. Hopefully it's not too late.
The next day.
So please hit the like, subscribe, and let's get out of here. Have a good night. Bye-bye.